down all week because
Hey,
I ain't had an outlet last week. But welcome back to the To Be Fair Show. I am your host, Johnny P.
oh, here, real.
It's Q.
And we back. We welcome everybody back. We've had a little 2-week hiatus, but we back in the building. We
What are you talking about, Johnny? What 2
You
weeks
talking about in the
hiatus,
building?
man?
in the building. We
Oh,
haven't
okay.
been here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Calm down.
It's
Complaining.
1 week, matter of fact.
Yeah, it really was just 1 week.
See, you still wrong, nigga.
Okay, my bad. We was 1 week off. But before we
That's
get
50%.
started, I want to tell everybody to tap into us on all socials at the To Be Fair Show. That's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Please hit the notification button, subscribe, tap into the live chat. We back.
Bite.
Complaining all the goddamn time.
Hey, how was your the week off? Oh, let's start back from how was your experience of the, I guess, what do you want to call it?
Of getting married?
The nuptials.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, of getting married. Yeah. And how did the wedding feel to you?
All right, so my experience getting married, it was fire. So what I will say, one, it was exactly what we wanted it to be. In which it was a great time. We kind of did it our way, from the music to the setup, the scenery, exactly how things went. We did it our way, and people enjoyed themselves. That was kind of like the main thing. Like, I didn't want it to be a really stuffy wedding, in the sense of like it's slow. And like I more so wanted it to be a good ass time. And the consistent feedback that I got was that it was a good ass time. So that was good. I did kind of practice a thing where I tried to intentionally soak up every moment that I could. So in the midst of us like jamming, everybody get your roll. It was a vibe.
Yeah.
The groom suite, we turned up. Especially the last like 15 minutes.
Fact. Everybody pulled up by the time we was in there about 20 deep in that bar.
Bro, I came out the room sweating, bro.
It felt like you just left a pre-dawn or something like that. It was a nice little party. But even in the midst of that, over those 2-3 hours that we was in there, I would always try and like take a couple minutes just to sit and just like digest the moment, even those specific moments, because I knew that those would be like markers of time in which I would always want to remember. Even walking down the aisle, when I was up there, I think the officiant, I think she said, look at everybody in here. I did intentionally take a moment to like look all the way through the entire crowd and just, again, digest the faces, digest the moment, and kind of like really, really live in it to make sure that I enjoyed the moment. It was fire. I actually kind of got a meme that goes along with this. If y'all mind if I at least start off one meme.
Go ahead, you got it, bro.
You got it. Mr. Young.
Fact.
Hit the refresh if that's me. I can't tell if that's me or not.
I think that was mine.
Oh yeah, that is James.
Fucking
all of my memes, bro.
But as he's pulling it up, again, shout out to all the homies that pulled up as well. I think that was one of my highlights of the whole thing. It felt like a reunion. It was like a drumline port reunion at a lot of points where I don't take for granted people traveling 2 to 3 to 4 hours on a Monday to come see me get married. I think that there's a lot of value, a lot of love inside that. So that first one, Tone, could you go to that?
All right, man, could have swore I shared this. They're doing something different today. All right, I'm here.
Yeah, that first one.
Name something that isn't an Olympic sport. It feels like an Olympic sport.
Planning the wedding. So I like to use this time. Really quick, shout out to Taj.
Mama Taj.
All the decor. Again, I thought it looked really beautiful in there. If you've been to this house over the past 2-3 months, you done seen all them boxes
everywhere.
And the end product of those boxes was everything that y'all seen. She boxed it up, sent it out there. They put it together exactly how she wanted, from the decor, the signage, everything. She created like solo dolo.
I noticed they was gone today. Y'all hurried up and got rid of those.
Oh, it's a bunch of shit up inside that room upstairs. I ain't gonna lie to you. But shout out Ty Johnson. She gonna sell some shit, or she's gonna return some shit. Like she's Amazon return queen, and she gonna like Facebook Marketplace a lot of it. So like we getting, you know what I mean, some back end off of a lot of it. But saying all that to say, like this, it was a fire process, but in it, shout out to like the tribe around us because of there's a lot of things that we got done. Luckily, pro bono. We set a budget, and we was able to kind of like go under the budget just because it was a lot of love. Like say like the videographer, that was a gift for the wedding to us.
Oh, that's cold.
You know what I mean?
And them videos is fire too. He did his thing on that shit.
No.
Shout out to what is it, Artifacts. Shout out to Artifacts.
Yeah, shout out Artifacts. Shout out Carl. Like photographer, like off the string. You know what I mean? Family friend. Shout out to the officiant. I used to coach her son.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. We offered she's not family.
That's what's up.
But so much of it was that to where, like I said, if you know what a videographer costs for a wedding, it's like 50
many hours that was?
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
Work. Like
yeah, he did. He was there for we was there for what? We was there for like 10 hours.
Yeah. So again, like shout out to the tribe, shout out to the family, shout out to everybody that pulled up. I don't know, fellas, y'all was in the wedding. How y'all niggas feel?
Oh no, I thought it was a beautiful, like you say, the planning of it. I got to, it was my first time kind of seeing like the behind the scenes, long process of, how it's done. It's a lot of attention to detail that goes into it. So I can imagine when it goes as well as it did, it has to be a great, sense of relief. I have to imagine like when you the next couple of days on the honeymoon, you sit back and it's just because like it was fire. I mean, I had a great time. I think even from like the moment we went over to get the food, even the day before at the rehearsal dinner, it was just you can tell that both sides of the family have come together, and it's like a true tribe. It's a blended family. So it was real good to be a part of that. And like you say, this is a celebration. It was fun. The music was, I definitely appreciated the music. It was R&B, but it was hip hop. And so I was telling somebody, because I'm a sensitive guy. Usually like weddings and shit, like especially on the aisle, like the walk down, that's where the tears could come. Y'all dropped the beat. And like you couldn't even cry. So like I appreciate that. The music was upbeat enough to where, like you say, it wasn't stuffy. It wasn't like super like emotional. It was just a celebration and a great time.
Oh, no, I almost shed some tears. It was beautiful, bro.
It was beautiful.
Like it was a beautiful thing, especially like watching y'all. Like I don't want to just dwell past the ceremony. The ceremony, like while y'all was actually getting married, I thought that was beautiful. I thought it was a beautiful display of Black love. Like you could truly just see that like y'all loved each other just watching the whole process. I thought that was beautiful. Like I don't think you should ever like dwell past them moments, because that's actually more important than anything else. Like the fact that y'all was like y'all's love is gonna spread to other people. So
right.
That was a beautiful time to celebrate. It already has. It definitely has. Yeah, and like it was a beautiful time to celebrate with everybody. I thought it was dope that everybody kind of knew each other at this point. Because we've all seen each other at the different events y'all thrown. So it's like even just through y'all being together, I done met a whole bunch of good people, bro. So I think that's dope. Like Taj's grandpa was in there getting all.
Oh no, that was one of the ones.
Yeah, bro. I got the video. He was dancing, bro.
Oh, that was the roll. Get your roll on.
Yeah. It was a good time, man. The decorations. I'm an artist, so I definitely noticed the decorations. Shit. Like, good job, Taj. Great job. That was beautiful. Like, I could tell. You can tell when somebody puts time into something, like, and pays attention to little details, and I could tell that was like the main thing.
Yeah. Now, see, like I said, y'all seen them boxes, and some boxes came. They went back, and we seen new boxes. She kept trying to figure out exactly what she wanted it to look like, and it paid off. It worked. It was what it was. I thought that it was the decor and the design was fire. You know what I mean? She might need to pick up a little outside gig with that. I
was just thinking y'all could do like luxury budget weddings, like hey,
because
get the luxury but still save some dollars.
Shit. Like even the venue, the fact that we had it on a Monday, spit that cost down the middle, got it half off. Like that's crazy. I know how to give it. Like we'll give y'all a nice little experience, but I ain't gonna break my pocket for nobody.
Facts.
I'm gonna be smart about what I'm doing.
Facts. And
Real?
I'm just making mine quick because I agree with everything that everybody that has been said so far. The one thing that I did want to add was that you said what is that called? The was that the planner lady? The lady that was actually.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you remember, but she was like, yeah, y'all too hype for me. This is too much for me. We was like, she was like, it was literally what. It wasn't what she was thinking it was going to be. You know what I mean? Apparently, it was abnormal to her experience doing what she does.
Which part? When she came
in our room.
Oh, well, that
we was in
sense.
that bit turned.
Now that makes sense.
He was like, yeah, y'all just too turned for me. Just too turned for me. I'll also say on the I was paying attention to you. I realized like I got a lump in my throat at the rehearsal. Mm-hmm. As y'all were like coming down the aisle, I was like, damn, like, you know what I mean? This is you. I could feel it. And I felt like I could see you feeling it a little bit. And I thought that was dope as hell. You know what I mean? I felt like that was
as you get into those moments, it becomes really real. Mm-hmm. I think that prior to probably the rehearsal and all that, I was able to kind of like kick the can down the road. So I wasn't necessarily like specifically inside like the moment. But once those moments got there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then the last thing I'll say about it is it actually it speaks to your character, to y'all's character, when you sit and talk about people doing things for free, pro bono, and then everybody coming. It seems seamless. Usually when you go to an event like that, you'll see little breakdowns in communication or something. Mm-hmm. Something doesn't go, you know what I mean, as like smooth as you would like it to. Right. And shit, it was completely. I couldn't pick out any time where I felt like, oh damn, that was supposed to have been that, or you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. It was very, very smooth, and it was a beautiful ceremony. And it says a lot to about y'all when you can get, you know what I mean, real people to come together and just show the love in the way that they do. So yeah, I thought that was real dope.
Big shout out to QJ.
Shout out
QJ was the man, bro.
Facts.
Oh yeah, no, QJ killed the.
Yeah. He was going for blood.
He killed the dance. That was first dance.
It was the mother-son dance, but I kind of like incorporated him inside of it.
That was fire.
Yeah, he the split came back up. You know what I mean? That was definitely a moment. That was again, like I said, it was memorable moments that I'm always kind of keep. Go ahead, Johnny.
Oh no, I was gonna say shout out to Roger. I was looking back and I watched his speech.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the best man. I thought that was because that was out
of his character.
Yeah. To even see him, you know, do that. I was watching that a couple days ago, and I thought like that was.
No, the lady came by. I found out Real had something to say. I think Johnny had something to say.
I had wrote like 2 paragraphs.
Yeah, and y'all wasn't sitting down when she came in. I say they go to group like the guys over there. Just ask them if anybody wants to do a speech. I think y'all was just shaking hands, kissing babies. It was so many people to see and talk.
I mean, we was getting like pictures taken.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like it was
a lot going on.
It was like a family reunion. Yeah. To me, I couldn't have imagined it better than exactly that. It was a bunch of, you know what I mean, a bunch of love in the space, a bunch of love in the air.
And shout out the guys too. We look good, bro. As a unit, as a collective,
as a unit.
we held that shit down. Shout out to the guys.
I'm trying to step out now. We got to go somewhere, bro.
Oh yeah. It felt good to like, and then, but I ain't gonna lie. I went to this when I was getting my jump sized. I went to this Eritrean spot. I didn't know that's what it was, but the girl that ended up getting me right was I felt like my pants was a little snuggier than I would have liked them to be.
They was, bro. They was way too tight.
You a fucking hater, Tone.
It's like we ain't gonna do nothing with these tight pants on, bro.
That was I ain't mad at that one.
But no, my shit back. All the guys look perfect. The pants fit exactly how I would have imagined. Shout out, Real. Sometimes you don't have to wear the Steve Harvey suit.
Bruh,
it's okay. We can go slim fit
suit, bro. Huh? I don't wear no Steve Harvey
like
suit.
The nice, like the straight leg.
But it's different. It's different. Straight leg and tailor is different. Yeah, when it's tailored, it's different. That fit is completely different.
We going tailored all 2024.
I'm gonna try.
Oh yeah,
25 at least. I ain't gonna be able to. Hey, that shit was my pockets ain't built for that just yet. Getting all my shit tailored. But it's the look though. I'm actually going. I feel like that's something to grow into. Is like, getting your shit tailored. Make sure you fit.
I bought the green pants for the suit too, and I'm keeping that just for
Oh yeah, pull it out on their ass.
In case anybody else want to get serious, you know, I'm a great wedding guest.
Gotcha.
Y'all trying to?
No, I'm gonna let it go. Go ahead, Johnny.
I was gonna say y'all trying to rock paper.
Oh yeah, we can get to it.
Scissor it out.
I got a feeling Johnny got it today, man.
Man, ain't nobody ask you shit.
I got a feeling.
Get him out of here.
Dang, he
My bad, Tone. I couldn't hear you over
Exactly. Exactly.
Don't blame it on me.
Bum
Oh,
it.
nigga.
Hey, but before it came up, he said he had it, bro. Before it came up.
All right. So let's see where we want to start at. I got a couple good ones. Let's start off with some vibes really quickly. No, quick jokes really quickly. I'm gonna stay easy with them, but we're gonna run a couple of them. Go to Homeboy in the blue at the bottom. Well, it's 3 rows down middle.
Tomorrow here.
Oh yeah. Go to him.
Bro, I'm on the floor damn near. Like, I don't have no space, bro.
I don't have no space either.
Bro, why they go?
What?
The facts.
Hey, listen. All I'm
What?
when I tell you sleeping with Taj and that baby, I left there. I'll be having this much bed. I'll be turning around. I'll be like, bruh, I can't make it. Give me the one right above that one.
All right. Oh, my boy Super Ray.
I can't wait to learn. I just really can't wait to learn how to do this shit without dying. Like, how the fuck do you do this with the confidence? Like, yeah, ain't nothing gonna go wrong. Cause they don't never say nothing on the news. Like, yeah, you know, Lil Chang fell out the motherfucking sky today with a piece of chicken in her. I can't wait to learn.
That was my favorite part. I can't wait to learn how to do shit like this
Bro,
without
always
dying.
the first I hear stuff at the beginning of the video will always be
Shorty knew she wasn't gonna die.
Right.
Like, to fall off a plane like that, like, hey, I'm gonna eat dinner tonight.
And listen, unfortunately, I let Rail down on vacation, the honeymoon. I was out there going on excursions and shit like that.
You let me down.
Yeah, I should have stayed my ass in the room, bro.
Nah, bro. That ain't what I said, bro. See, that's the thing about y'all. Y'all niggas always want to take something to the extreme. That's all right. That's all right.
All right.
Hey, you ain't
Hey,
jump out
go.
the plane, did you?
Hey, damn, huh?
You ain't jump out.
Nah. We just went to see the Mayan ruins. Tulum. Shout out Tulum.
Oh, okay.
Cancun, Tulum, Riviera Maya. Got a couple off the checklist. But all right, so let's go into. I got 2 good conversations that we can hop into really quickly. Oh no, my bad. We're gonna go ignorant. These are quick right here. So go to Shorty at the bottom. Shout out all my Gucci fans. I was a 07, 08, 09 Gucci fan.
Not a fact.
So yeah, Shorty.
Hey, I still be bumping.
We just not gonna talk about how Young Dro.
Oh no, this is Dro. My bad.
That's the one.
Yeah. Go to that one. That's what
We
this
not
is.
gonna talk about how Young Dro slide on everything that he jump on.
fact.
That man be sliding like he got on church shoes on every beat. So we just not gonna discuss how that man said, first I let my wheel spin, then I let my screen fall, then I let my trunk be that Greenbrier Maltall, and then I pimp out. Take the burl in my chick break, and after that we that girl
got a
girlfriend.
Shelly blew
Shelly
like
blew like
whirlwind.
whirlwind. It's a drought on that boy, so I got that girl.
Yeah.
Girl beans, cock and hammer,
On the
on the
hammer
hammer
propaganda.
propaganda. Niggas think I'm pimping and linen and salamander.
Listen.
Yeah, crazy.
Listen.
yo.
Don't ever get around to telling.
Listen, that's all I'm saying.
Nah,
Like
facts.
sometimes we forget them Southern lyricists that put it together.
Super. It's a lot of them underrated niggas.
No,
that just
facts.
Be
Facts.
sliding. And you'll just
That's
forget.
alliteration and metaphor.
You'll forget.
Salamander sandals.
Right.
But all right, so now let's get to the fun parts. Go to Mouse Jones. Yeah, right there.
Absolutely. But will I sit here and trash hip hop and say in 50 years, it's done nothing for the advancement of black people? I've given you multiple, you just won't accept them. I can't control what you
Jobs
accept.
are not institutions. Jobs are not institutions.
A job is within
an
an
institution that
I give you
built.
I give you Master
Give me
P.
an institution
Hip
that
hop
built.
itself. Hip hop itself
Built what?
is an
That's run
institution.
by white people. What the fuck you talking about? Jews own that shit. Fuck is you saying?
That ain't no institution.
Jews can't own.
White people own that shit.
Jews can own the music business. They can't own hip hop.
Look at this shit.
They can't own hip hop.
Let's cut the blade a little thinner bullshit. They run it.
Listen,
They run it.
Absolutely.
Hey, listen.
But will I?
Come on, man.
One. I have never seen my dog that out of character. One, and then two. Shout out Mouse Jones. He boxed that nigga the fuck up.
I didn't think it was a box.
But then I'll pose out the question that he asked. Has hip hop did anything beneficial in 50 years of hip hop? In the 50 years that it's existed, is there anything beneficial that hip hop has done?
I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna let y'all because I've had this conversation.
Oh, Johnny, you don't think nothing beneficial has came out of hip hop?
Like he said, there's some jobs, there's some individual stuff where it's individually, but as a black community, I don't think it's been. We talked about net positive. It's been a net negative for the black community.
Okay, you're saying net negative. That's a different question than what I asked.
50 years.
But you're saying over 50 years, hip hop. Even if we're just saying, because again, what we're talking about is like a music culture. So we're not talking about like, let's say literal institutions when we talk about school and shit like that. Do you think that? Go ahead.
No, let's finish the question. I want you to.
Oh no, I'm just wondering. So you're on the side that hip hop has did nothing beneficial over the 50 years that it has.
Stand strong on your foundation, Johnny. Don't let his tone change the way that.
I ain't even
set up my point. I mean, like I said, I think for individual people, there's been things where it's helped, like individual families. People have gotten rich. What has it?
Has it opened up like full job markets at all, or not?
Full job markets?
Yeah.
It's opened up individual jobs. It has not opened up.
Man, that's interesting. Okay.
What I say is that like for me,
I mean,
so you only look at like hip hop as a rapper.
Like, do you think it's opened up industry?
Hold on, don't let him answer yet.
Well, but he obviously disagrees.
Oh yeah, well no,
what I'm saying.
I think that. So you only look at hip hop as rapper A in his jobs, or like it's a whole literal industry. Even getting rapper A on, when we talk about videographer, producer, we talk about the engineer, we talk about the mixing person. We then just go down the line of whether we talk about the graphic designer, marketing, XYZ. If we want to talk about the music industry and we talk about literally like the 3 to 4 levels,
but if you're going to use that, we would have to know the population of black people.
All those jobs.
Yeah, we would have to know, like, if it was just black people doing that, then that would be a strong. But what I was saying is that the thing is that
we don't think that hip hop is giving jobs. Okay.
No, that's not what I just said.
The black community. He's talking about a lot of those jobs you're talking about are given to white people and people of all different ethnicities. It's
right.
Just black people that are
the thing, and this is the thing.
Would you say that rappers have? Let's just go. Put the money that they've made.
Do you not think white people have profited way more from hip hop than black people?
I don't think that has anything to do with the question.
Wasn't a question. Like,
I don't see where that would come into the question.
Well, he was.
Yes, I think that they have. Do I think that black people have used money from the hip hop money that they've made to do beneficial things, whether we talk about Juvenile or T.I. buying back their entire communities and turning those into like segues into getting out of Section 8 and poverty? For sure, I think that that's pretty fire. I can throw Killer Mike into there. We could, like, if we talk about, like the philanthropy work of whether we go down like Jay-Z's XYZ.
All right, I won't say hip hop has never done anything positive. Like, yes, I think there are small examples that you can take from hip hop, like you say, but as a whole, I don't think it's been positive. But I think
I'm not saying that part at all.
Like, and I don't know every example of hip hop, so I mean, of course, I'm missing things that's been positive about hip hop that I just didn't see. So I think,
but generally speaking, you don't look at it as like there's any positives. He
just said it was some positives
that I might have missed. But I'm thinking, look at the black family before and after hip hop.
What's the difference? You think?
But it's also, if you look at the time frame for the 50 years, I think that was the 50, give or take a few years. We was talking about this yesterday. They would put it at like 1974 ish. So if Jim Crow ended in 65,
So that's what
then
hip hop started
64,
in
74 ish. Yeah, they said in the 50 years. That was what last year or this year. They counted back 50. They would have put it in like 74.
Yeah, 74.
I think
so. That'd have been 10 years after Jim Crow.
Mouse Jones had a really good point that he said.
Hold on,
go
let
ahead.
me get off real quick.
Yours.
So my thing is, I think that like Umar is great at what he does, but I also think that it's almost like he's asking too much from entertainment.
Right.
Hip hop is entertainment. So it's literally just motherfuckers entertaining you. I think we take it too far, but their job is just to make you feel good in your time that, you know what I mean? We don't have anything to do, just to help the past time shit. Like that's what they're feeling. I think that we've gotten some great artists out of that. And you know what I mean? Imagine this, artists say this all the time about how like, they talk to some people that come up to them and let them know that they was going to commit suicide. But this song right here helped me to get through, you know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? In different instances, there is a song that can be played to bring about, just look at the wedding.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't for the music that contributed to that. So I can say that there is some good things, but I think when you sit there and talk about has it created institution, it's like, God damn, what you expect? You expect entertainers to build the hospital? Like it would be fire. I'm not saying that I wouldn't like for Jay-Z or niggas to come together and put some bread in, and then you know what I mean. That would be fire. But
no other music genre has
no other genre of entertainment.
Entertainment has ever did
outside of what it is. But what about billionaire? Like once you become a billionaire, you're no longer just the artist or just the entertainer.
Okay,
you're a billionaire, and I think we should
want what.
I think there should be some expectations, and maybe
most of the hip hop billionaires do philanthropy work, though, right?
Yeah, they do.
Then on top of that, a lot of them ain't
maybe it's not on them, but
necessarily.
That's true. But usually, like the philanthropy, like the people that were at least started within the hip hop sphere, they are known for philanthropy work.
But I mean,
I don't know. That puts it into the whatchamacallits. But I thought that Mike, will you finish? My bad.
Oh no, this is my last point. And I think also if you look at it, 50 years, that's still a very young genre of music. That's still young. 50 years, you know what I mean? Imagine how many billionaires, like what it will actually establish at 150 years. See what I'm saying? Then I think that's more likely to where we can see some real fruit. Because how many? What?
But if you're talking about like
years, it's created about 4 or 5 billionaires.
150. You look 150.
Yeah, and I agree with that too.
Music wasn't the same. Like we were listening to orchestra and like Bach and Van Gogh or Beethoven.
And to me, like that's where I lean on what you said earlier. Like it's just a weird ask for a music genre in general when you talk about building banks, schools, and hospitals. Where I think generally speaking,
paid people in our community though.
It's not a hard
thing to ask the highest paid people
to build hospitals or to just give back.
Or
like this goes to what old boy from the 85 South show was talking about when he was on that real. We did the meme here, the Real House, College Hill.
Oh, that was Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos Miller, where he was saying, like, at what point is it actually the job of the people that's supposed to do it to build those things, and not specifically like the entertainers and actors and shit like that.
But I think that I understand the ask. You know what I mean? It's not like so far. I understand the conversation being had because of the fact that when you're something like when you're an entertainer, I agree. But I'm just saying when you're an entertainer and you're all of your family's livelihood and your generational wealth and all this stuff has been accumulated through the supporters. We are the reason that you are who you are.
So give back.
Give back. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I understand the conversation being had. I think that Umar is just taking the shit way too far.
Right. So, and I agree, philanthropy work for the communities that you exploit or have used is definitely necessary. I don't expect you to build a hospital though. But shout out Killer Mike, bro actually like has been putting the bank shit.
Yeah.
There's people that are doing the thing. But I also think that it's weird to ask that and not of like your black politicians then.
Hello, Johnny got some smoke for the bank.
Well, no, I was gonna say they niggas could build a hospital though. Like
no, they definitely could. I just think it's a weird ask. I think them giving back money, them helping the community, sure. Them literally building a hospital, I think that those structures probably would be best served built by the government.
Really?
I don't know about that one.
Wait, so a hospital shouldn't be
No, I mean they've. I'm assuming that they've kind of done.
Oh
no, because Jordan opened up one, right?
Yeah.
Jordan has one right.
Jordan has, but like the bigger ones are typically.
We live in a capitalistic society. Anything run by the government is going like that's why they have.
And you think that
run? But I'm saying we had big. If we
that's
had,
a horrible take.
No, I'm just saying if black people had diversity in our industries and the industries that we controlled or were powerful in,
that wouldn't be an argument inside this. Saying that you want a capitalistic hospital is crazy. Like right now, they're just now passing.
If it was black owned, like I think that would be better than a government hospital. A black owned private hospital would be better than a government.
I don't know. I just want the best hospital that's going to get the best funding and have the best doctors. That's
Usually
it's not.
It is going to be more of a private joint that's going to get like where you get the real good care, and you know what I mean. You're usually going to go to like an institution that is not.
Oh well, if you're talking about
it's like the difference between
like if you're talking about like going to Duke or something like that,
or Atrium,
but guess how like the price tag, and if we're talking about
our
community,
when you talk about the bread part,
that don't make sense. But then we then talk about how it's already corrupt. The hospital system is already corrupt, where they are just now like trying to pass laws to where you can't upsell like what is it, diabetes and cancer medicine, but like maybe 35 times the thing. But if we're just speaking capitalistic, that's why what is his name, Mark Shkreli. That's why he was such a fucking asshole. He upsold like the cancer shit by like 1,000%. No, it was a crazy amount.
It was going up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So if we're putting that in a capitalistic, and we think I think that niggas would get like the poor gonna get exploited
for sure,
even by black run capitalists. Like if it was a black,
yes,
bro, it's gonna be. We've seen black folk get into these goddamn positions and do the same. Goddamn, provide the same shaft that the white man was given. So we just the black thing ain't going. That ain't the answer. You want good people,
right?
Because you come on now.
Better eat y'all sea moss, bro.
Before we move forward, fella, let's get these comments real quick.
Okay.
All right. Dang, we gotta go. Let's see. Mouth sounded crazy. Rizzy rap.
What up, Riz?
Shut up, Riz.
TBI, he was right. Jews own the music business, but not hip hop culture.
True.
He asked for institutions.
Well, we just addressed that one all the way.
He did say fashion too.
The
nigga did say fashion. If you watch the video,
he did, but he was acting like industries that hip hop has like impacted. That's what.
Yeah. No, he wasn't. That wasn't.
Shout out to Umar. Umar also did a crazy job of like he kept moving the goalposts, because at first he started off with Jay-Z and saying that he hadn't built anything or anything like that, and so like a school or XYZ
institution,
and so any of his contributions would be invalid. But then Mouse flipped it on Umar and was like, "Wait, you ain't got a school open yet either." Yeah. And then he said, "Fuck it, institution," and then it just kind of like, or maybe no, it started off industry, then it went institution. And like Umar, that was the first time I seen him kind of squirming like that. That nigga stood up, started yelling at niggas.
Yeah, he said he was gonna walk out a couple times. It was entertaining.
Oh no, it was
very
completely
much
entertaining. It was completely entertaining.
You got it, Tom.
I actually like this point. Unc said hip hop helped send plenty of black people to a higher education in the late 80s to the early 90s. That's where I was at. I'm like it was helping at the beginning. It got sabotaged, but it was definitely.
But no, I think my era of hip hop definitely helped me. Like me, and when I really dove in was the J. Cole, Kendrick, Wale era. Lupe, and I forget it was like that the blog era and the pre-blog era, in which like that a lot of that Absol was another one that a lot of these Absol.
I said
like
say Crit though.
Crit. Oh no, Crit's another big one where there's a lot of critical thinking that I got like started at with a lot of these different bars and songs and like pushes of ideology that existed within these records that led me on a bunch of different versions of journeys of like self exploration, I guess we'll say.
Yeah, and even speaking to that point that he said right there, one of the things I thought about was like hip hop is the reason a lot of like racist people's kids
aren't racist.
Hip hop directly is an influence.
Johnny's not convinced.
Hey, I'm telling
you. But it's a fact.
But I think a lot of that time, a lot of those white kids are like, it's almost like watching blackface though. Like, cause they're not real. I think they like are laughing at black culture.
No, they love it though.
Not all. There are some for sure, but there's a bunch of.
I'm not even just talking about white people, bro. I'm talking about like the world. Like these people don't even know us necessarily in China, and they be emulating us.
Yeah, but they're not laughing at Kendrick for sure. But Kendrick has a huge white audience. They're not laughing at J. Cole.
That white girl that got up there and called him the N-word on stage. Like,
all right.
I'll say the original backpack era was from the late 80s to the early 90s.
Leaders of the New School and
like Diggable Planets.
Diggable Planets.
KRS-One.
Poor Righteous Teachers.
Yeah, Poor Righteous Teachers.
Common Sense.
Black Dog.
Most Def, all of them. Like, yeah, you had some, definitely did start it. Let's see. No other genre has financially empowered black creators, black creators like hip hop. Umar just mad because they not donating to his non-existent school. Add 10 million. Who do not hate what you have? Okay. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, gotcha. And I want to land with this last one. Go to the DM. Is a recent one. This has had the streets hot recently as well. Shout out Tank and what's the name of his podcast?
R&B Money.
And the R&B Money podcast.
Oh, this what we doing?
So I
go,
think that this
it.
one would be another good one. It has had the streets ablaze, obviously. We have Tank making the statement that Chris Brown is a better vocalist, better writer, a better producer, and I guess dancing ability. I thought he had put performance up there than Chris Brown.
Than Michael Jackson.
Oh, my bad. I said Chris Brown than Michael Jackson.
He gave CB the Michael Jackson suite.
Yeah, he gave
him the suite. It looks like the suite.
Yeah, like the full suite. And this is where I have to say, like, guys, it is okay to not pander to the kids. I get what you're doing. You need Chris Brown on your platform.
He already went there. He already came, bro.
He's trying to get him to come back again.
Hold on, Tank. Can you? Tank. Tone. Can you mind reading that? I want to make sure.
Okay.
Vocal ability MJ under CB. Writing ability MJ under CB. Producing ability MJ under CB. Dancing ability MJ under CB. I know you're gonna say MJ's catalog is crazy. Songs are classic, etc. But that was because of a lot of great people involved who were some of the greatest at what they do. CB orchestrates his own movement from studio to visual to show. No handouts. I can't read the rest of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. So it sounds like he got more information than we do.
Not at all.
What I would say,
everybody knew that.
No, I didn't know that Chris Brown was doing all of that shit.
But then you also can listen to Quincy Jones interviews where he's saying that Mike Jackson had pretty much like tapes. This is when they had to record through tapes that he was playing the instruments that he wanted them to play. Like he was arranging all of his albums.
No, I was talking about what this said.
Oh no, I
didn't
get
know that. I didn't know that Chris Brown was doing all that shit himself. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was a producer.
I think that's pretty.
I didn't know that he was like mass writing either until I see this.
Producing any more than I think he has other producers too.
Yeah,
I mean nobody does everything by themselves for real.
Orchestrates his one. Yeah, I don't think he says he produces at all. He says orchestrates.
Well, I mean, he put him over his producing ability over top of it.
So I didn't really understand that part.
Yeah,
I think he's just saying CB is his own creative director. Like
pretty much
controls like the visuals, the thing. I think that's what he's saying, and we all knew that.
Yeah, but MJ was
Chris Brown.
Like if you look at Michael Jackson, most of his biggest hits, he is the solo writer on it. Like you look at Billie Jean, that's Michael.
Even orchestrating the show.
You look at
only thing I'm gonna say
is
Michael. If I'm gonna say the same thing I had in the chat. Niggas ain't dropping nothing off to goddamn remember the time.
Yeah, we did have that debate.
That ain't happening. You ain't dropping nothing. What in the catalog is you dropping something to?
But that's like when they say
you ain't
playing J. Cole in the club.
No, I'm just asking which one though. Cause
you actually
you can play something J. Cole in the club, bro.
I said
ain't nobody ever like.
I ain't said
what did Kanye say? Play J. Cole, get the pussy dry. You said what?
Smooth Criminal.
No, I wouldn't say, but no, you know what? No, a good one actually would be Lady in My Life.
Yeah.
That one would go. Liberian Girl.
Yeah,
Liberian Girl. Go. I can give you that.
Lady in My Life is probably the one.
Shoot, the Butterflies was
Butterflies.
Butterflies.
Yeah.
A few of them on
No, there's a couple of, but that's also not his lane. Like you probably gonna go like R. Kelly gonna get the clean sweep when you do that.
Oh no, that's facts.
Like no, but he ain't really judging it off that point.
But that is funny.
But I will say Chris Brown is the better dancer. Like
you
anybody.
didn't say that in the chat.
I said that he could do backflips while
I
crumping.
think he gave Michael Jackson overall performance.
Yeah. I said like only thing I do give him,
it was the performance.
The only thing I give him is dancing because he can backflip, pop lock, and crump at the same time.
Damn B said, didn't Tank say a man can give another man head and still be straight? He ain't bouncing back from that.
Oh no, hell no. Hey, I didn't know he said that, but that's crazy.
What?
All right, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
That's the number one reason.
And these did it.
Hey, that right there might have made me not want to watch it no more.
I've been off the train with Tank.
You watched that show?
Yeah, I watched that show. Yeah, no, he be having some. He just had Robin Thicke on there yesterday. That Joe Cole, like, but that's the straw right there that broke the camel's back. I ain't know bruh said that. I seen the painted fingernails. He was doing the painted fingernails, and I saw that. And it was.
There's an age limit to that too, bro.
Yeah, performing for the Pride people, like. And I mean, like,
I knew he did that though. He did talk
he
about
was
that.
performing like there was ladies in the audience, and they're like, bro, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
He was performing for the dudes, like they was ladies, bro.
But we could hop off mine, yeah.
Oh, what's the order?
Real guy.
Oh, the order. Any many money more. Johnny, guys.
Okay, that's cool.
Real quick, Chris Brown said in a recent video, "I stand no ground that Michael Jackson."
No, he did say that.
Stood on. Quote, basically, he said, if it wasn't for MJ, it would be no one like him, and he cannot walk in Michael Jackson's shoes.
Oh yeah, when he was on the R&B Money, when Tank told him that, he was like, "Nah, bro, do not do that."
Yeah, I might give him dancing, but I don't know. Like Michael Jackson did some
well, it's like that becomes like the NBA conversation. That's why to me the easiest thing is just like fuck it, I'll just give you dancing. But yeah, we ain't gotta get into it.
All right, who up?
That's me. Let me get
Actually, let's go real. My bad. I'm sorry.
All right, pull me up.
Hey, solo real quick.
What the fuck? Oh. Let me see. I got some pretty decent ones up there. Where we gonna go? Because we can go to the y'all want to talk DNC right now?
We do need to get into that conversation, but not right now.
Not yet. Okay, scroll up a little bit more. Oh, since we on music, well, I'm gonna give a light one first, and when Q get back, go to that one up there with the that one right there.
All right.
That Young Pop. No,
I'm even here. He is the reason I'm the person that I am today. He is the reason that I'm the football player I am today. He is the reason for everything. You don't understand.
That was strong, bro.
You don't understand the love that I have for that man. Like some kids don't even understand what fathers try to do nowadays. Because I see it. When I was younger, my father was very strict, and even to this day, he's still just as strict. Yeah. But it's like now I have an understanding of the goal, and I have an understanding of what he's trying to push me toward, and the type of man he's trying to make me, and the type of world he's trying to prepare me to live in. My father is the reason that I'm even here. He's the reason
Yeah, I thought that one was cold because like I had while I was in the military, and me and my like I said, my pops was kind of, our relationship was just a weird one growing up. Like I would get kicked out and have to live with him for a little bit, but then in doing that, I really didn't live with him. He pretty much was gone, and I was pretty much living by myself or with somebody else, pretty much. And but when I did stay with him as a little bit older, he was a stickler for like you gonna cut the grass, take the trash out. You know what I mean? Only thing that he wasn't strict on was school. He didn't really care if you went to school or not. You know what I mean? But everything else he stood on, like, you know what I mean? And I called him one day when I was in the military. I think I was maybe fresh out of AIT or whatever, and I called him and just to let him know, it's like, now I get it. You know what I mean? It didn't make sense to me. I fucking hated all of this stuff that you were trying to get me to do. And then like it clicked one day, and it was like, man, let me call this man, help let him know that like I don't hold that shit against him no more. You know what I mean? I understand now that shit, it ain't gonna be easy out here for me, and this discipline is mandatory. You know what I mean? If I'm going to succeed in any way, it's going to take discipline and consistency. You know what I mean? You don't cut the grass every other week in the summertime because it's gonna rain. You're gonna have to cut it every week, and if you cut it, you know what I mean? You cut it either way. I'm just saying I gained a definite appreciation for him once that light bulb went off for me. It was late. It was still, I was like 20, 22, like 22 when it actually clicked for me, and I really like had a real value for him. But yeah, anybody had anything to add to that before I move forward?
No, I think it's good to see somebody being that young and getting it. He seemed like he's still in high school. That's some maturity because, like you said, most of us don't get that realization as to why it's happening until sometimes it's too late. Sometimes God forbid stuff happens sometimes, but like to see somebody picking it up that early.
Do you think that has anything to do with sports? I think like if it's sports and you actually get to a level, you probably are thankful earlier than if it's like just regular life.
I think
shit.
he said
because you see the fruits of the labor quicker.
Well, yeah,
right.
Well, you understand why you did the push-ups.
Right.
When you go and you scoring the touchdowns, that helps. That's why I think sports are important for lessons. Like that. It's different.
Yes, a lot of life.
It's a lot of life lessons just within sports, whether it's adversity, whether it's even handling victory, handling defeat. It's a lot of different life lessons that come with playing sports.
And yeah, like I guess I'll give like my anecdotal evidence to that point. With like even this past month with QJ, like it's been a real big intention on diet and eating, gaining, and lifting. And prior to this month, like he'd have gains, but it'd be like very small and minimal. To where he didn't specifically he wasn't bought in all the way. You understand what I'm saying? But this month, like I think he might have gained like 18, 19 pounds in the past like month. Like his bench then went up maybe like 30 pounds. Like he's at like he's benching 135 now, right? Okay.
Better put that plate on
it. And that is the plate. Yeah, he don't really max right now. So he just kind of does reps, but
which is good.
So saying all that to say, like now he's bought in, like he's seen it, and he even like expressed like I'm actually seeing progress in it. Like I'm motivated to actually kind of, and like that goes to the point of what y'all saying, where like if doing the right, like if obviously if you're giving the proper advice, they're able to see the results or the fruit of the labor in comparison to, like a lot of times we can be telling a kid the right things, but those right things might not really pay off until they turn 18, 19. Or when they're living on their own, on their own,
or
something like
just
that.
like click to
and I guess I'll end the point off with it was I can't remember where I listened to this at, but it spoke about how kids rebelling is an evolutionary trait, where there was a time where kids had to naturally go away from the tribe to actually kind of like rites of passage, make your own XYZ. That was the world was younger, so that was during puberty, and that's where kids typically go away from like the thoughts of the parents XYZ. I can't remember exactly why, but they said around 25, which is also when the brain partially finishes growing. They have like a lot less of that angst, and like even with us, like I know with me, like you become so much more appreciative of your parents because a lot of that feeling kind of like goes away. Tone.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. You were saying like, well, you were just mentioning QJ, and I was sitting there thinking, does him seeing the way that we communicate actually affect how you guys' communication is?
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess that's something I have to pay more attention to. I haven't put any thought to that, but I'm sure it would. Yeah, I'm sure it would. But I'll come back next week and give you like a better like which one.
That's one thing I've noticed about QJ recently, and that's because he's getting older, and he's becoming a young man. But I'll see him interacting with the guys, a little more. Even when it comes to Keith and him and Keith got their own thing, but he's getting to that. He's for the catch Keith.
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
Well, that's something that you do see.
And, like, but I do even like me and him, we joke, and like I see him coming out of that like.
Yeah,
it gives you a different confidence when you're growing up around men. When you have multiple different men that you can actually develop a relationship as a growing boy with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And actually, I talked to QJ about that at the wedding while we were in the groomsmen room. Me and him had a quick little conversation, and he agreed. I was just like, it's got to be dope to be able to be around this many men that where it's like to have this many men outside like. That your dad's cool with, that you actually think are cool. You know what I mean? That you actually develop a relationship with, and you think that they're cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit is like super dope to have that kind of influence growing up. And just to see shit, QJ gonna be one of them ones you can tell. Like,
son no more. I think that's dope. Like, it's not just a thing of he's Quintel's son.
Yeah.
He's,
he got his own identity.
Sure.
But y'all fellas, don't try to steal all my damn time. I got some memes to get to.
All right, let's get to it.
You got it, bro. And wait, before you do that, because like Tone kind of tricked. So this would be a little bit of an answer that I would say that something I have noticed is, so there was a point where like you kind of see like a kid's evolution of even like communication with adults. So like there was a time where like the adult that he's seen all the time was like Keith. You know, like Keith they have like their own like special little relationship, kind of like big brother. And so like there was a point where he tried to like translate that across everybody. And that was like his first mode of like trying to like communicate with adults. But then like with time, you start seeing like he started picking up different things and understanding, okay, like even inside like the friend group, there is diversity within that. And so like the approach of it. But I remember like it was a time like he might have like approached Jeff with like to say like, you know what I mean? Like that Just like, hey, that's Keith, bro. And it, like I could see like a little thing click a little bit. It was like, oh damn, okay, all right. And that's something that I have noticed.
That's dope. That's dope. I got a funny one, a quick weird one. Go to the white guy above
See what there. Real weird is. This is gonna be interesting.
It's not.
And yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm a white dude. I gotta write songs like for an African American girl. Like, let me.
Wait,
how do I do this?
Which writing did you do on that one? Was that producing writing, or did you write?
Oh no, I wrote.
Which bars?
This is a great question. I have no shame talking about this, and I think it's important. Obviously, on that song, on My Type, and I wasn't. Everybody, you know, I'm not the only writer.
Yeah. Okay.
On that record, but the hook is 8-inch big. Woo, that's good pipe. You know,
among
other
bitch,
bars.
I'll
ride a dick all night. Yeah. So when you're a songwriter. You
that's enough. That's enough. Cut it off.
Hey, and it's not about you. You need to take your ego out of the equation. Great artists do a thing where they will still inject themselves in it. I'm sorry, great writers, because as a writer, you're also an artist. It's a different kind of art.
You're just trying to over-explain
what you want to hear. You need to still like it, but it's not about you. And yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm a white dude. I got to write songs like African American.
So we could have stopped it there because what you're trying to do is explain how you as a man talked about 8 inches being good pipe, and you're writing this song because that's what he wrote. He's pretty much explaining that's the part he wrote about the 8-inch wood.
I was worried about the N word.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's what I was looking for.
What are we talking about? I was worried about.
Yeah, that's what I
wasn't thinking about that.
That's what I was looking for.
Oh yeah, no. Like, when Yachty and guys like him write that, I kind of imagine you're supposed to like project yourself in their mind.
Yeah, I find that there's no way that I can project that in my or even that's a part of the way if my pen doesn't go that far.
I'm not gonna lie.
I find it weird
if
that
I
like,
got the
but
bag,
hold on. This was my point in pulling this out. It's like we're at a time where the women's liberation movement is like at its height, and like within female hip hop, it is, you can see it. The women's liberation, it's like a real big thing. But how is it women's liberation if men are writing the music?
I don't know if I see it differently than like when Lil Kim and Foxy Brown was out.
I ain't gonna front. What disgusts me about that though is men writing the music, and there are women who can write. Like there are women who can actually write good music. That pisses me off. I don't want to hear no.
But can they write
good rap? Thing is that I think that the fact, to me, I think that the fact that it's so aggressive and you see this aggression that's like kind of, you can see it within the community. It's like, is this just a product of men writing women's raps?
Writing what they think women want to hear.
No, because it's not necessarily what they think. Because even if you listen to on R&B Money, he was saying he always wanted to hear a woman talk like that tough shit and be the sex shit. So it's a matter of fact, it's a guy that wrote for Rihanna. I forget which song it was specifically, but on R&B Money, they went through this whole thing, and he was talking about that he always wanted to hear it being like a tough and sexy. Like, so it's like
it and digest it.
Say it again.
I said whether he wants to hear that or not, and I mean Rihanna wasn't the first one to kind of like
that's
push
just an
that line.
example.
I get that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that women had to digest that and accept it and make those people big. So like Cardi B has a male writer, and he writes from like the female perspective.
I think they all.
But she
do.
wouldn't.
I think all of them do. I'm pretty
I'm
sure
that's
good, like the norm is that.
I'm not taking away, like there's some of them that
not
like
Rhapsody, of course, not like your Rhapsody. Yeah, I ain't talking
I
about
think
Rhapsody.
Meg like always talks about how she writes her raps too. I don't know.
Shit written by Party though.
She did.
To my Meg.
Oh no,
that was Cardi. Yeah, Cardi did. I like Meg usually stands on that shit.
But the point, the real point that I was making is, what do you think the effects of men writing the music for women? How does that affect the community? Because if you're gonna get this aggressive, sexy thing, and then we talk about the over sexualization of women within the hip hop culture, then the men writing men over sexualize women in their own writings, then they are writing the women's side of it too, and doubling down on that same thing. Do you think that has any effect on what's going on in the community?
I definitely think it does, because we've actually seen a time period where we had women writing songs. Like there was women actually writing their songs. Missy Elliott wrote most of her songs.
Mm-hmm.
The early.
But what about Salt and Pepper?
Salt was writing.
Them motherfuckers was like they was the city girls before the city girls.
Now Salt was writing a lot of stuff, but then she had the boyfriend too. But once she got rid of the boyfriend, who was like the producer that was making her write the stuff, like he was making them write that extra sexual stuff. They tried to transfer over. And start writing some other stuff. It didn't work out. I think they tried to sexualize themselves after that, because that was a result of the industry. The fact they had already did it had been a thing. But Salt was writing them songs, and Salt was a good writer.
I guess that. Go ahead. You kind of explained it out, but that was the point that I was making.
Oh yeah, but yeah, it was a lot of good women writers, and they was, even if they were saying something sexual, I'd rather hear it from their perspective than some man telling me.
It doesn't come as so aggressively like
it's the total opposite of what they even saying. Like the liberation that they're looking for is like they're doing the opposite of what they asking for. Like that's pretty much how I see that. If you're allowing these men to write these songs, you don't even agree with everything said in it, or it ain't even that you don't agree, but you might not necessarily agree with how it's said, because some of it's so vulgar. Most women really is like, even with their sexual, a lot of it be like that's usually, I think that's one of the beautiful things about femininity. Like to me. Like a woman who has strong, beautiful, like good sexuality, it's like it's natural. It ain't necessarily in your face all the way. It's like she don't even have to necessarily take off her clothes to turn you on. It's like there's.
Well, you talking about that from a male perspective again?
Yeah, I am talking about it from a male perspective, but even from like what I'm saying is, a woman who really got it, she ain't got to do all that, bro.
Oh no, I get it. But I would also say that, to my understanding, Trina write all her raps, and them women, when if y'all know that song, they go crazy on that. I think that there's a full spectrum of most women, and they're gonna like some of that sexual shit, and they're gonna like some of that soft shit, and I think it's room for it all.
So I was about to say, like, even with the example you just gave, though, like with Trina, Trina wrote her lyrics, so I'm cool with that. Even like the girls who was in Crime Out back in the day, they was writing their lyrics. Yeah, that shit came off a different way than when a man is writing it.
Well, I don't know too much more sexual than Look Back At It can get.
I'm not saying
he was talking about like putting blunts in her vagina and everything. I say, wait.
Oh, I don't even know nothing about that.
Yeah, she say everything in that song.
Yeah, now that
Kyle was one of them crazy ones.
Yeah, Kyle too. But it was listen, when it go off, back in the day, y'all know the club days. You was finding when you heard that,
yeah, that was a joke.
you was running behind something. They was about to go crazy, and then knew every word.
Bro, let me get one more real quick, because let me get one more and we're gonna move forward.
Rizzy Rap said Ross and Trick was writing Trina songs, bro.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, that's a fact. If you listen to Trick,
you know what I was happy
about that.
Like QJ, he recently went to like a little Sweet 16 where they had inside like a little spot.
He got behind something.
And I asked if the kids, I asked if the kids still be getting behind something, because like if you go out now and as adults, it's sections, and it's not much like actual. But the kids still do it. It's good. I like that.
Yeah, you dance with your old lady nowadays. You don't really like dance with random women these days.
Well, I ain't talking about like if I was to go, just like the general club scene. it's more bottles and like shirt.
Right. So it's not really like dancing and shit.
Yeah, but ain't no old ladies in there. They like you just bringing women into the section, and they gonna drink with you, and like
stand there,
and they gonna stand and shit like that too. That's kind of no ass no more. Yeah, ain't too much. Or they gonna like throw it in a circle with each other.
What's the point of that?
Anything is the point of it, I guess. I don't know.
Damn, where I want to go from here? We ain't gonna go politics. Just click the last one. I don't remember what it was, but I'm assuming I put it in there last.
Yeah, I got one.
Somebody gonna give us some DNC shit, right?
I was going to, but they said they didn't want to talk about it yet.
Nah, I mean, I'm ready at this point. It was right at the time you was talking about.
Waiting on
Q was getting.
Yeah, I was leaving, and then it came back.
That's why I said no, bro. Don't be assuming my nose.
Hey, really quickly as we're pulling it up, shout out to the chat. Continue to chat. There's a super chat button in there if you like what we're talking about.
It's working great.
Make sure that you hit that super
Who
chat.
said that shit?
Shout out to
But as well, we have, what is that? 2 digits inside the chat. Make sure that y'all hit that like button because it sends it out so we can build a bigger community inside this live right now to continue it. So again, hit that super chat. We'll make sure your statement gets read out quick. Hit that like button. Share it to some friends on Facebook or something. You feel me? But
y'all don't know what a dollar would do. You know what I mean? A dollar.
No, that's
100 pennies. We appreciate it. But go to that last one. Real quick.
For women who pay 50-50 bills with their men,
I didn't know I was about to do
I have a question for you. A genuine question. How do you get turned on by this man? How do you get wed for this man? How do you get attracted and feel like a girl and cook a meal and serve him and say, thank you so much, baby? You know, sweet, romantic things to this man. How do you do it? Because I cannot. If I pull 50% of the bills with a man, I cannot treat him like a king. I can't. I just cannot. I have never done it. I have never tried it, and I can't do it. And this is not to mean that if I am married or I have a man and he gets in difficult times, I'm going to leave him. No, but he has to show me that he doesn't need my money to pay the bills. For women.
Gotcha. I guess
just so you know, I didn't know that I was about to go there. That was definitely.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that we was gonna go there. But go ahead. What's your reaction to that?
Oh well, like I don't think I can answer anything that she was saying. We'll have to have some women on the panel to answer that. But I also would love to know because it sounded like she said if I had a man.
Yeah, she said she was asking women.
Like, I'll say this woman claiming 50-50 obviously thinks she a dime. She is a -9.
Oh, but my thing is like she admitted inside her words,
her back
like she ain't yeah. Like it's hard being single and saying I think like if she's saying me being married or something like that, it'll be so much more valid and fire.
No, that is true. It is a lot of single people giving single people advice. It's like, bro, you obviously are where I am, bro. we in the same motherfucking boat, bro.
If you don't see why, it might be the reason why you seeing your ass by yourself.
Yeah, you might need to be shut the fuck up a bit more.
But yeah, we'll have to bring some women on to answer a question, I guess.
Yeah, because you paying 100% right now. You worried about the wrong thing. How about you? You paying 100%. The first is around the corner, baby. Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn the time over to Johnny. That was my last one.
Johnny boy.
I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna start off a little light. Hey, give me Shorty third one left side, third one down on the left side. This is pretty funny.
Imagine thinking that a man is gonna make you happy.
Oh no.
I know this boy didn't just snatch her braids off. This is why you can't post everything online.
Imagine thinking that a man is gonna make you happy.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
I didn't expect that at all.
That is funny. That is a good one. Let me see. I had Umar in there. We already got to that one. Let me go top right corner. learn helplessness experiment. I think
Sound
this.
like a good one.
I think this is a good one. I think this was a good one for
These
the
are
community.
anagrams. Just do the first one only. Go ahead and solve it. An anagram is rearrange the letters to form a word. Just one. Just rearrange those letters to form a word. When you're done, I need to see your hand raised. Keep going, but wait. Keep your hands up, please. Just do number one. Don't go on. Don't go on. This isn't meant to be difficult. Okay, put your hands down. Let's just go to number 2. Don't even worry about number 1. Go to number 2. Solve that one. Again, when you're done, I want to see your hands up. Everybody's hands down. We're going to go ahead and do number 3. For number 3, rearrange the letters, and as soon as you do, go ahead and put your hand up. Here's what you need to know. You were both given 2 different lists. This side of the room was given these 3 words. And left side of the room, here you go. They were given bat. What would the word be? The second one, they were given lemon. Brian, the word? Melon. They were easy. The trick here was both of you were given the third word, which was the same. The third word was cinerama, which was American. Your first 2 words on this side of my classroom were not solvable. They were impossible tasks. I'm sorry. I know, but here's what we did this for. I was able to induce something called learned helplessness in the left side of the room very easily within about 5 minutes. I want you to think about what happened to you, this left side of the room, when you saw the right side of the room raising their hands because they already had the task done. What happened to you during that time? Jory.
I say you can stop it there.
You felt stupid? Okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
Felt rushed?
Yeah, but I think it's just I mean, I thought it was because when I first watched it, I didn't really understand, that there was 2 different lists until I got to the end. But if you watch, the left side of the room is just like they're helpless. Like they start looking, and it just tells you that sometimes it's not like you have to look at more than just the situation that's in front of you to kind of understand what you're going through. And also you gotta always kind of push, because there might be forces that you don't even see working against you. And I think that happens to our community a lot. Where it's to learn helplessness, and like once you get trapped in that cycle, it's almost hard to get out, because you don't really know the game that's being played.
Yeah, I thought that was a microcosm of our current political landscape right now.
Yeah, I thought that for me, what I got from it was like your test is not the same as mine. Your road may seem like your road may be easier. So for you to look at me and look at how far behind, or to consider me far behind, you don't know what my test was. You know what I mean? You don't know. Maybe you come from a 2-parent household and I don't. Maybe your mom was middle class and mine wasn't. And we was both raised by a single mom. Maybe anything. Your test is not the same as mine. That's kind of what I got from it. I thought that was super dope.
But at the end of it though, this is where I think the accountability thing is very important. The last word was the same.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even though with them first 2 words, it was impossible to solve, you still had the ability to solve that third word.
Did you try?
And did you even try to solve that third word?
That was the biggest part.
You went through the first 2 and was like, well, this is impossible. And then you got to the third one. And even though it was possible, you said it was impossible just based off the history.
And that's why I said that I thought that part is the part that I thought was a microcosm of our current political landscape.
And it's about that empathy. You got to have empathy for them people who understand why you felt like that one was impossible. But the accountability is it was still solvable. And it's like, are you going?
Did you give up?
Did you even try? Like, did you even look at it and try? So I thought I saw that this morning. I thought that was a very
good one. Hey, shout out. We have a super chat. Tone.
Shout out, brother Marcus. The main goal of propaganda is to get you to not fight our open enemy. Stop singing and start swinging. Malcolm X.
Shout out, brother Mark.
Yeah. The thing I was sitting there thinking about was and I like how you said that, but the thing that was kind of where I was at. Like, we don't pay attention. Like, we look at these tactics, and people know these tactics exist, and we know that they're psychological tactics, but we don't identify them in real life. That's kind of where it gets me. It's like people like talking about the theory and stuff, but they don't like identifying where this is being used on you in real life. Like, these tactics are actually being used against us, but people don't identify it. They don't pay attention, and I think that's the more important thing that I got out of it. That we need to identify how tactics like those are being used against us for our own, for our own for our own detriment. I say like. Yeah.
So Johnny.
I got one more. This one gonna be funny. Then we'll transition. No, we won't. We'll move along.
I got a couple too. So.
But give me
who transitioning?
I'm trying to get out of there, but hey, click the third one in the middle.
Right.
No,
transitioning.
Third one there. Yeah, right there.
The funerals we was talking about last week. They said, like, if you really got an enemy, send a gay nigga to his funeral and had a nigga cry profusely.
That is fucked up.
That's
Who
fucked
said
up.
that?
Boy,
Who thinks of shit like that, bro?
I'm talking about crying to the
Fuck your whole legacy. No, that is what you call psychological warfare.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the ones.
That's too much, man.
Nah, if you hate him, what cuz did he showed up to the funeral to make sure he was there? I forget his name. That's the one right there.
Yeah,
if you got a real enemy,
that's real beat, bro.
He already dead, bro. Like,
that's beat, bro.
He already dead, bro. Like, how far
that shit is psychological warfare.
You like, I'm a tap dance on your grave too.
Oh no, that's ruining reputation and all.
Yeah, and you can't you dead. You can't even come and tell motherfuckers that it ain't real. Like,
it's over.
It's over with. This nigga was in the closet his whole life. Yeah,
bro, that's some people that's gonna believe it no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, not yet.
Most people gonna believe it no matter what.
Yeah.
Bro, in there crying, if he doing a good job of acting, it's over for you.
Baby.
It's over for you.
But like, you gotta get a real one though, because like you gonna have your boy try to get out that church.
What he gotta do is like cry a little bit, then like run out crying.
Yeah, just shoot him.
That's how you get out of it.
Yo,
he can't stay the service because then
man, who thinks of shit like that, bro?
This is dirty, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, bro, that's the wildest shit I've ever heard.
Okay, so I guess before we transition away from like memes in general, this would probably be a good time to talk about. Oh, my bad. No, we're not transitioning yet. Tone, I guess I throw this alley to you. Do you have anything that kind of speaks towards the DNC or the political landscape that we've kind of like got to within this past week? I guess like a more recent, as you pull it up, I guess more recently this past week was the DNC. We spoke about the RNC recently, maybe a few weeks back. The DNC did happen. There's more than a couple things that happened within that, but yeah. Tone, do you have anything? I know Real might have had something.
Mine was like 5 seconds too.
Just to like
got a real quick
spark the conversation.
Dang, I had a couple of dope memes too. Let me see. This one.
Okay.
Let's go here.
They can't see it.
And then I got it on mute.
Okay. Again, shout out brother Marcus. Make sure y'all hit the super chat. Make sure y'all like and comment. As y'all see, we gonna interact with y'all comments. Make sure that y'all, make sure it's a vibe. Make sure it's a party. Make sure it's a community within this
I can't remember exactly
episode.
Because I wasn't prepared on this.
When I was Attorney General, I learned that the California Department of Corrections, which was a client of mine, I didn't get to choose my clients.
Right, a client of the Attorney General.
A client of the Attorney General, of the Office of Attorney General, that they were standing in the way of surgery
This ain't even from the
For prisoners.
For prisoners. And there was a specific case.
Am I
And when
tripping?
I learned about the case,
Well, let's
I
look
worked
in.
behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe it was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Corrections. When I was
Okay, so that's not the
Hold
video.
on, bro. I couldn't. Hold on.
Right,
Can
we
you?
did transition.
They definitely damn sure transition, and that's what was fucking me up because I can't really see that good.
That's a dude, bro.
And so I didn't get to hear the beginning
Oh, that
of it
wasn't
because I was
Kamala?
still trying to. There was a dude in Kamala.
There was a dude.
That was a transgender in Kamala.
Oh,
That's what was fucking me up. The voice when I heard, it, I was like, "Hold on, what the fuck? I can't see that good."
All right, I don't understand.
But I wanted to hear what she was saying. She was talking about a policy that she implemented that
She was
affected the
talking
trans.
She was talking about like there were male prisoners or trans prisoners in the male population that we needed the sex change to go into the female.
Mhm.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
let me
So-
read the caption.
when I was
and she
Attorney
created-
General,
and she made-
I learned
made
that
She
the
said,
California
and it's
Department of
crazy because she
Corrections,
worded
which
like
was
it
a
was some
client of mine.
medical, like they
I
needed
didn't
some
get to
kind of
choose my
medical.
Man,
No, I'm
client
saying
of
it
the
sounded
Attorney
like she was
General.
saying
Client
like
of the
they needed
Attorney General,
medical,
of the Office
like
of
they
Attorney
had
General,
some kind of
that they were
different
standing in the
problems.
way
And I wasn't even.
of surgery
I didn't mean
For
I didn't mean
prisoners.
to
for prisoners. And there was a specific
but the
case.
caption
And when
says,
I
"I
learned
want
about the
paper sex
case,
changes for
I
male
worked
prisoners
behind the
out
scenes
in
to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made
Okay.
Yeah.
That sums it up.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna go too much in on that because I know how YouTube do. But
yeah,
did y'all check out the DNC?
Yeah, I guess I'll run down.
Let's do that.
A little bit of what I got from her specifically speaking. Like I thought, like most of the speeches throughout the week, they're all cool, but it was like just politic, morale shit. Where I'm gonna give a story about my family, and then I'm gonna say how that relates to Kamala, and then say how Trump ain't them, and then
like
we
us.
all need to make sure that we fearmonger away from that man. And let's end with a chant. That was kind of like the repeat and rinse of the majority of the speeches. But shout out it's not Marjorie Taylor Greene. What shorty that did the bleach bond, whatchamacallit?
Oh, I don't know.
She had a fire speech. Even though it's kind of still ran down those things, the Obamas, their shit ran down that same thing.
Bro, can't nobody speak like the Obamas, bro. They just got a. They
talk well, but they ain't say bunch of nothing.
Michelle had the best speech that I seen out of the whole shit.
No, she did it.
She did a thing, and let me hold on, Tone. Go to me real quick. I just had the quick little akam. It's about 10 seconds.
A quick what?
All right.
Akam.
What's an akam?
Don't worry about it. You it's called read between the. I can't spell that shit at all. Just go to that. Yeah, go to that one real
Big
quick.
Mama Michelle. All right.
I want to know. I want to know who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs.
Drop the hammer on his word. Yeah, that was it.
That one ain't really moved the needle for me.
It didn't move me.
It was not about movement, but it was still a good. You know what I mean? It's one of
it was a
those
good
black jobs. That was good.
Like for the audience,
I'm
like
not
if you know
moved
your audience, that was a good.
Exactly, that's what I was meaning.
I get it.
I'm not moved by any
like
of this.
We broke
showcase.
down the whole black job thing. So not to step on her joke. The joke was good for the audience.
Exactly, that's all I was saying.
So I do agree with that. But in listening to Kamala, she did actually finally get into speaking about policy. And this was my recap. I don't know if y'all actually watched her speech or not. Johnny ain't watched it. That's why he got big eyes.
Nigga, I put it in the chat. I'm gonna need you to start doing some work, bro.
Yeah, Johnny got big eyes. I can tell. He gonna talk like this afterward too. But
bro, how many barrettes did you need, man?
It's roast Johnny time.
I just noticed that. How many is that, bro?
I heard that Johnny look.
He just got a wrist full of fucking.
It's hair wraps.
Talk about the DNC. So worry about
Johnny over here looking like a premium teller.
What I got. I'm fully FBA, by the way.
Sound good.
Yeah, that hair texture.
I was about to say. That's too funny.
But all right. So this is what I got from it. She said that she was going to end the war in the Middle East somehow. Mm-hmm. She was going to bring Israel, I guess, the dominance over Palestine, but make sure Palestinian people were cool and fuck Hamas. That's a tall ask. She was going to pass the Voters' Right Act. She was going to make it to where like we can finally vote forever now.
Finally vote forever.
Yeah, that's what the Voting Right Act is, right? That's what the I forget cuz name that died.
No, I don't even think that's going to be for us. I think that's going to be for the they're trying to make sure
the immigrants. Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Oh no, but it's like I guess like our right to vote isn't explicitly federal law yet. And that's whatever cuz name.
Oh yeah, that's
is.
the way they're gonna goddamn put the shade over the fact that they trying to get the immigrants to get this.
She is going
because the census, they changed the census, that last census too, where they didn't even ask if you were a citizen or not. They didn't ask if your parents were citizens either. So it's literally, you can see that they're rolling the goddamn ball down the hill to get these immigrants to be able to vote, and they trying to go ahead. My bad. I'm goddamn going into my own.
She said that she was going to bring back federal abortions. Also, shout out to the DNC. Oh, yeah, they had that traveling van that was giving
abortions. And
they was giving free abortions. They was giving the SNPs. The vasectomies. Yeah.
Bro, that's wild to have
for the black community.
Johnny, that's what Johnny needed.
Have a fucking
tell him, Johnny, raw penis forever, bro. Even with new bitches. Hey, yo. Tell him, Johnny. No. Johnny don't believe in condoms.
Don't listen.
Johnny, was you at the free vasectomy clinic?
Owe me now, bro.
Hey, you see, he stopped reaching for it, don't he?
Yeah, he did.
Hey, motherfucker,
ain't real.
Motherfucker be like, oh yeah, I just.
Johnny know the next chick he meet at the L House, Raw Dog King. Don't leave me hanging. L House Johnny, tell him.
That's stupid, bro.
That's our multicultural brother right there. It don't matter, black, white. What y'all said about Michael Jackson? She also said, she said that she wanted to pass the bipartisan bill that Trump did step on when it came down to immigration.
That's true.
Well, it is true that Trump stepped in. Yeah.
They had this pretty much the strictest immigration law.
I think it was a Republican that wrote it.
Right. Well. And and as a matter of fact, they had went back and forth talking about, okay, well, if you add this, and you know how they normally do a bipartisan bill, and they had pretty much had the bitch wrapped up, and Trump really, he wanted to be able to run on immigration.
Yeah.
So he pretty much was like, yeah, nah, we're not doing that, bruh.
Yeah. His cronies, I think they used the word crony. That's where they heard. Trump told his cronies not to pass it. So yeah. But that was my breakdown of her speech. Outside of, she did do her like genealogy and told everybody like how she lived, where she lived, and like, the whole thing and shit like that. I don't know. What was y'all takeaway?
I actually wanted to go through a few of those points you had just said and see how that would how they would benefit the black community if we was just going based off of the points that she was making.
Okay.
Like if they would benefit us or how they would benefit us or hinder us.
Oh, and she did say, I don't know if I said, she said she was going to lower taxes for the middle class.
That was one of the things that she's running on highly is like rebuilding the middle class.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the one that she says more than anything is the rebuilding of the middle class.
That lowering taxes,
that tax cut thing for the middle class.
If you give niggas $10,000, they ain't gonna be the thing.
And then they did the child tax credit going up
not $10,000,
$100,
like $4,000.
I can't remember the actual number, but she's planning on doing the child tax credit this year. Will be like 36 or next year. I'm sorry, will be like 3,600. I think it's up like from I don't remember the number.
6,000 for the newborn. I know she had that.
Oh, turn up!
Yeah,
I ain't know it was 6 bands.
Hey, shout out to Kamala Harris.
I thought it was 36.
I got a new one in there.
If it's your first,
Johnny,
it got to be your first child.
I ain't hear that. That ain't true, bro.
Your first child.
I
seen this. She said something about this.
Todd just had her first child. That's cool.
I'm gonna hate like a motherfucker if y'all get some 6 bands and I just had one a little bit ago. I'm gonna hate.
I ain't mad at it.
She ain't got my vote.
No, listen,
if
because
of that shit.
I am voting my
Nah,
interest
I'm
is,
just playing.
this election. And if you don't interest me, I'm gonna vote Green Party.
Let me ask you this: Are you voting on what is it your interest or is it the black community's interest?
I don't know what the black community interest.
Vote on your personal interest, bro. Like,
no, I'm just asking because of the way, Tone, the way you asked the question, you framed it
I can only answer like I don't know what the black agenda is. I don't know what the black like. I think when we do that, we start to pigeonhole ourselves into like this monolithic thing, and like black people are poor, distraught, whatever. And guess what? Newsflash: it's way more poor whites than it is poor blacks. And so whatever those policies is, if it's not explicitly listed for black people, it's going to benefit them the same way that civil rights benefited them white folk.
Affirmative action.
And hey, you said
affirmative action.
You said one of the beautiful things that I think that like we have to stop doing. I think that as a community, anytime we think of the white man, we think of some well-to-do.
Oh yeah,
it's like, bro, hold on. We are doing ourselves a disservice in being fair and actually looking at the world as it exists.
Yeah.
By not thinking about the poor whites, because there's many of those.
Shout out to Albemarle Road. I've been introduced to the brother poor whites.
Shout out to Albemarle Road.
Yeah. No, they hang that cigarette out. They look just like them black folks.
They in the hood too.
Yeah.
They all Sugar Creek.
Ain't nothing worse than the brother poor white woman.
Hey, them motherfuckers need $1.
Oh, bro, it be tough.
They be looking bad.
Goodness gracious.
And you know they age like when you leave milk out in the sun.
Got another super chat.
Oh, shout out.
That DNC was propaganda 101. Harris and the rest of them Democrats are technocrats and will have our black butts pushed off the set off of Earth, off the set of Earth. I do want to show y'all something on what he just said right there. And this was something that I seen this week that I thought was interesting. This was actually one of the memes I want to show. But I'm not gonna read this whole thing. But y'all can see, let me see.
It say black men, South American crime
3
ring
men from
charge.
South American crime ring charged with multiple Charlotte break-ins. Now, y'all look at these faces, you would just think they was black. You would think they was
Trey
us.
talking about.
You would think they was us. These cats is not us, bro. Like, they are from South America.
Could you read that real quick? Well, my bad. That's a lot to read. I actually want to see more. Are they associated with people that are within the whatchamacallit? So that's what it is. Or are they actual South American?
I can read this.
The one at the bottom, he looked like he could be something.
3 men say they are
But
linked to
the other
South
two-
American crime organizations. Are facing charges
Damn, they
related
said
to
it.
over.
No, but that's different though.
Hold on,
You could be black and say that you're
the
linked
names.
to.
The names.
Okay.
Anua Novitino, David Calcedo Delgado. Who else? Alexander Panameno.
Okay.
Like these people look like us and they not us, and that's what I'm saying. Like now, imagine how many people is speaking.
They
and
not
sound
like us.
Sound like us, and they speaking like us, and they not us, and they sitting there trying to set us up. They doing the same thing.
Trey, what's his name in the joint? Something Walker.
Oh, David Walker. Yeah.
David Walker. We charting in your territory, brother.
He gonna like that.
Oh no, TBI here to hold it down for the SBA.
Oh, TBI. Okay,
yeah.
He done said it already.
Yeah.
Oh, they tethers. I say it's all in there already.
No, those like the premium tethers because of like they passed the skin test, the phenotype test.
They done made it over here.
No, they made it over here and they look like.
They look like us though. That's the thing.
And they ended up writing,
Well, I mean, shout out to the article. At least the article made sure to
let them
to you know what I mean, to explain
shit.
it. You know what I mean, in a way that to I guess to go along with.
Yeah, because I mean, when you just said link, that could be so vaguely because of whether you like if we just take fentanyl, so much fentanyl, or you take like whatever, like so much like illegal drugs come here by way of like cartel shit.
Yeah.
And
then you can say
like
link.
if your plug is, you can say that I'm linked to some shit.
Yeah.
But if those are as they call them premium tethers, the one with the phenotype badge too, then yeah. Y'all play 2K. Y'all know you gotta get the
stupid boy.
just getting back to the point though about this whole DNC thing, like yeah, I think we gotta be careful there. And I think like the main thing is, and not even basing off of any of my other views on what I think of Kamala or anything like that, but one of the things we definitely need to be looking out for on this election, I think that immigration is going to have like the hugest effect. I think that's the biggest thing Black people need to be looking at.
And you know, the one thing too is that they're both also talking about. They're both speaking on the immigration problem, and that's something like, of course, Trump is going. But then again, we say Kamala. They have already proposed, which was shot down because of. So they're both running on close, getting the border security thing together.
Well, the Republicans run bad faith on what the Democrats think because they use the word open border, but nobody actually does believe in open border. There is like a road to citizenship thing that kind of is like the middle ground in which they actually disagree with, but they talk about open border as if like that is what the Democratic platform is.
Right. And then I mean the thing is that what I would say about the DNC, RNC, Republican Democrat thing, first off, I would say that I fucking hate that people just so want to be in a box that we even have fucking two parties. Who gives a shit about the party shit? But anyways, the other point that I was going to say was that we got to make sure that we're not just tuning in to be entertained.
Are you not?
That's what I think that, and that's when you look at like the Lil Jon and you know what I mean, the Meg Thee Stallion, like the Hulk Hogan, Amber Rose, like we don't. And it's crazy because if you look at it, they believe that in order to get you to watch, I need to entertain you and bring out celebrities because you worship idols. We know that there's a part of American culture is that y'all will worship these idols. So let me bring out these idols so that we can make sure to get you to tune in and entertain you and then give you this much fucking policy.
No, yeah.
You did that shit for that was a week. Wasn't it about a week?
How much policy?
About this much.
I think it was 3 days, but yeah.
3 days, but still shit. It was 3 days. And you talked about the DNC.
Oh no, it was
4 days. 4 days, yeah. And you get this much policy out of 4 days of motherfucking. You talking about
you might have to put your fingers closer because she only spoke about like
that's a
vague amount of policy, and that to me,
and then it was that is surfaceable. So you ain't really say shit. You just kind of mentioned some shit along the way, and it's been 4 days. You want to talk? Nobody gives a shit where your husband is from, and that it's your anniversary, and nobody gives a shit, bruh. Well, nobody should. You know what I mean? Nobody cares about most of the stuff going on. It was entertaining having the Obamas. It was nice to see them. I love hearing the Obamas speak. They just speak very well, and they do a good job of getting the crowd. You know what I mean? It makes you feel good when they talk. It makes you feel good, but at the end of the day, bro, where's the policy, bro? What are we here for? Are we here for a concert? Some shenanigans?
I guess I would say this. If I was to give some credit to like the DNC, I thought it was going to be way more of a minstrel show, to be honest. I think that in comparison, RNC probably was the bigger minstrel show. Like them niggas brought out like Amber Rose and Hulk Hogan and shit like that. Like we thought that they was going to give us Beyonce. We thought that they was going to give us like all these other people. They kind of really gave us like the Democratic elite and Little John.
Okay,
but
let's go over some comments here.
Okay,
we ain't gonna skip past what they're saying. So you all voting West 2024?
What's West?
Cornel West.
Oh shit, Cornel West.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes Cornel go off the edge too.
No, because no, he can't run the country. We not voting Cornel West for like.
Oh no! All right, so but
I mean that's
a better answer to that. And you know what? Actually, let me not even shit on my black man.
I'm still go ahead.
I would say that I am declared independent until one of these parties move me. And so I'll vote for Cornel or the Green Party. Shout out Jill Stein and them. I think they got the reparation shit going as well. But unless there is something that moves me in my interest on either side, I'm not into the witch hunt. I'm not into like you scare me. Like neither person scare me. So like you could throw Project 2025 in my face. You can say that they're gonna make all our kids gay. I don't believe either one. So like to me, you can't witch hunt me. You gotta actually convince me to vote for you. And if not, I'm gonna do what I did for the past 2 elections.
Hey, I'm 100% agree. When I talk to old head, like I literally talk shit about both sides, and while I'm talking shit, I give credit on both. If it's any due.
If it's due.
If there's any due,
right?
I don't mind giving that. I'm not a part. I registered as independent. Like 2 years ago, when I went and got my license. I had to go and get when I got my CDLs. I went and go ahead and switch that shit up. Became independent, and Yeah, I'm not convinced one way or the other yet. I haven't heard enough policy from Kamala, and I can tell honestly,
She need to go through some of them hardball interviews too.
Yeah, she need, bro. We
At
need
least
an
Trump
hour,
in the
hour
top.
and a half.
Yeah.
He sat down with Elon Musk for like 2 hours. I said, 2 or
He
3
said that
hours.
with them black women.
Them black
For about
women was
45
crazy. He was brave. That you can tell, like, nah, I want everybody.
Yeah,
And that's something too that I seen that I think is smart that they're doing. Even in Kamala's speech, what she mentioned was being a voting Democrat doesn't mean that you're not a Republican. So it's the idea of trying to get some of both sides. You know what I mean? And I think that that's smart. Like, it's because it's fucking stupid to be in a box. I'm not gonna put myself in a box to be able to affiliate with, and then that means that you can make choices for me. And no, bro, no, I'm
be told what to do.
I'm not gonna be able to do that. I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Like,
at some point, you gotta be like, you have to consume enough information to where you're like, okay, both are racist, both are shitty. Like Judge Joe, and then see, like Judge Joe Brown said, like, I was listening to an interview of him. He was talking about the fact that he was like, when he played football, he said he was a lineman. He didn't like the quarterback. He hated the nigga. But I still got to block. My goal is to win. I don't like him, but that's not more important than
winning.
What I'm gonna get.
Winning.
So so you have to kind of be more open-minded, in my opinion. So I'm
and it's funny watching people like when you know somebody like because they're a Democrat, but there's something that they disagree with on the Democrats, but then they do all the mental gymnastics to try to like make this thing that you know they're not okay with okay just to fit in a box so you can vote.
But there is a space that goes to your question last week in which y'all, I don't know, I ain't really agree with how y'all hey, them niggas was annoying last week. What was annoying? And landing at the idea that I'm gonna vote with my enemy was kind of like a little bit of crazy. But
who
that's what like I think all y'all together like
don't book me into
that's
we went through the whole conversation.
I watched it and that's what y'all ended on.
Bro, I'm
gonna
let you have this nigga. He love to make a fucking general statement.
All right, my bad.
And then try to put niggas all together.
Wait, hold on, Tone. Before we can either hop into this or you can continue reading the comments.
I do want to finish going through these comments.
Okay, and we got another super chat.
There was a whole point I was trying to make though when I read that. Like he said, so you all voting for West. Look, if we just because we're talking about one person, I can't stand when people do that. Like just because we're talking about Kamala right now does not mean Kamala has lost the vote over here, or that Donald Trump has lost the vote, or that Cornel West has lost the vote. We're examining what each person is talking about.
Yeah.
Forget your feelings about who you like and they racist. Like haven't the presidents been racist in the past? We've been dealing with racist presidents since I don't know how long. So what's the difference? Like that's not something to keep sitting there considering. That especially right now when immigration really is this thing that's going to like set us back.
Tone said he going viral.
Yeah,
tell him you got 1,000 likes last time. Say something else. Keep going.
I don't care about none of
Keep
that.
going, Tone.
I don't care about none of that, bro. Like I don't be on this internet.
You don't have to get a tone cam next
year. Yeah.
I don't care about none of
It's
that.
It's gonna say tone it down. That's his sexy.
I want people to actually think about what they voting for though, and like what they stand when they saying it.
Not for sure.
Like one of the things that we was talking about, Kamala Agolf said, Americans asked for something new. We asked for someone younger. We asked for some hope. Then he came back and he said there was no policy at the RNC. Hulk Hogan didn't have any policy.
Hey Tone, before you keep going through them, hit that super chat. We got another super chat.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, don't make them wait.
If you don't wake up and find out how he does it, I tell you they'll be building gas chambers and gas ovens pretty soon. I don't mean those kind you got at home in your kitchen. Malcolm X.
That's a good quote. I don't believe that.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. And that's
I'm trying to stay away from fear mongering.
And see the idea, and that kind of goes into my question too, which I love that because that comment is like goes right into my question. We ain't necessarily got to go unless y'all ready. We ain't get paper rock scissors.
We can do anything.
Well, real quick, we can go to that, but I do want to address.
Well, let's keep reading.
I do want to show something real quick.
Okay.
Because he was saying like they were saying ain't no policy at the RNC. A convention doesn't do policy. A convention should. We should be looking for that. Like
Like I think that you should talk about your platform.
Yes.
If you don't, then that's a pep rally.
Especially
I don't care nothing about no 4-day pep rally.
No,
you better at least tell me something if I'm going to be there cheering for you.
And my thing is, especially when you have your opponent has things that they're running on, that they're saying consistently. Go to the website, you can see.
Hey, Tone, share that.
We need for you to
share
let us
that
know.
thing you pulled up.
I'm about to share. I wanted to read the comment first.
Okay.
Uncle saying you guys are complaining about her policy issues. At least she did say something about her policies. Can one of you tell me one of Trump policies that you remember?
Oh no, we got them. We kind of went on all on.
It's on his website.
Oh, he was pulling that up.
He literally has his whole agenda on the website. Ain't nowhere on Kamala's website. This is
I'm about to say, and to be good faith,
not,
I actually just because I seen Tone do that, I went to Kamala's website, and it's only donate, meet her.
Yeah, it's nothing on there.
It's actually no literature on what her stance.
What we also have to do is understand that they did just flip the fucking script 3 months before the election.
Oh, you think that her and Biden are running on different policies?
I don't know. What I'm saying is, I'm just trying to get.
And it's been about a month. You could at least give me 3 points.
I understand. You should ask the motherfucking vice president. Your website should be able to be updated. You know what I mean? Like that. You should be able to get that done. But I'm just saying, to be fair, this was like a last minute kind of thing. So she is kind of putting this shit together.
That shit was last minute 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
No, I get it. 100%. But but
Trump, they had nothing else to think about but policy.
Trump got 2 separate, which I ain't gonna say Trump, but there was the what is it, 25?
Well, that's not
his shit. But I'm just saying
the agenda 47
which is I believe which is
that what this is?
Yeah, that's what I pulled. This is on his site. This is literally on his website.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
I'm saying,
you playing in our face if you don't actually
if you
put
don't
out
do that.
some version of it. Just give us some bullet points.
Bullet points, bro. Like I agree.
Heard somebody say they were saying that out of the past 16 years, for 12 of the past 16 years, the Democrats have been in charge.
I seen that too.
Biden being in charge, or being a part of the
12
years of administration.
Yeah.
Kamala is in. She's in the office right now.
Well,
they're not running off of the premise Biden had to run off of against Trump, where Trump is in office and has been doing stuff. The past 4 years, this vice president has been a part of the administration. That's been
at the same time, though. We also don't OD on what which I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm read enough to say what the vice president can and cannot do, but I know that the vice president is not the fucking president. So we can also understand that we can't just act like she's supposed to have done so much shit as the vice president.
I actually don't believe that, but I do want to ask this: should there be something that the vice president does in office?
There should be. I think they do a lot of like foreign affairs shit, don't they?
She did some things. I don't have like a list of it.
I'm gonna pull it up.
But
vice president, I think they do something with the Senate, Congress, and then like foreign affairs.
There we go. We heard Johnny in a minute over there. Tell us why you hate Democrats or the black church.
I don't hate nobody. I'm a lover, not a hater.
Okay.
I disagree with certain things, but I don't hate nobody.
Hey, let's do like a power run through of some of these comments. Shout out Tar G. She done hop back in here with us.
Who's that?
Tar.
Oh, what up, Tar?
Yeah, shout out all the favorites. We got some favorites and some newcomers. I see April's Twitter then made like some
okay, so like this
brother Marcus, he been holding it down. Hey, again, y'all get active inside the likes and get active inside the super chats. We'll make sure that we read those off for certain. As you see, right now it is becoming a little bit more of a an active chat / conversation. So we can only guarantee that we're going to read out the super chats. Again, as Rail said, 100 pennies go a long way.
Facts. Well, I want to give you the definition, but this is now. It's funny when you Google now, it tells you AI generated your answer. But it says
read the other one then. You ain't for AI. You don't let them take your order.
It says vice president job responsibilities, and it says collaborate with stakeholders to achieve mutual goals, form and lead internal teams, providing training and mentorship as needed, directly and indirectly manage with the goal of enhancing professional development and personal growth. Manage relationships with key clients.
Hey,
that shit sounds nothing like having the ability like to influence policy. Exactly.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it sounds like. It sounds like a job description that you see on
for the manager.
It sounds like you get in and you just be doing other shit. Like, wait a minute. Or it sounds like the shit you put in your resume that you ain't do.
Facts. Extra bullet points.
Yeah.
You trying to figure out how you gonna make.
I did that. I did that.
That's all the
Hell
facts.
yeah.
All right, let's power through some of these comments.
All right, hey, tell me about the power through.
Okay, so Agolf gave some policies. He said regulations on corporate price gouging, student debt relief, reproductive rights, first-time home buyers assistance, child tax credits, checks and balances on the White House and judicial branch policy.
Okay.
Is that the same thing that
What it
was done
sound like?
last time?
I think that's something like some of that stuff is what Biden's doing right now, as far as or trying to do as far as like limit the Supreme Court, the terms and all that shit.
Hey, my bad. Hey, say it one more time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Regulations on corporate price gouging,
Mhm.
student
Yeah, I
debt
see that.
relief, reproductive
Biden.
rights, first-time home buyers assistance, child tax credits,
I wonder-
checks and balances on the White House and judicial branch.
I wonder what they're doing with the what they're changing about the first time home buyer. I'm gonna look into that because like what are they? There's already the first time home buyer program. What is it that they're adding to that?
I remember listening to it. I don't remember if it was her speech
was
or
it
if it was
the
like
federal
something
state
out
program?
there. But I know that in general, because I think she was talking about like the general idea of like how hard it is to buy it. Like
at this point,
it all to me, it all like just kind of like enjoying the market. It sounded like some bullshit, but I think that it wasn't. I think she was like talking about giving like a couple $1,000s
He
towards
said
some shit.
25K tax credit, first-time home buyers program, 25K tax credit. That's it. That is what it was about. That tax credit.
Ooh, nigga, I could use a 25. That actually is fire.
Oh yeah, no,
25 off the taxes.
She
bro?
got two over Trump for me right
That's fire.
because hey, shout out to us.
Hey, shout out.
She ain't used that FBA
hey,
yet.
What's the name of the person that's
oh
put
my
that in
bad.
there?
Wait,
This is
FHA. She ain't used that FHA yet, so we about to get us
corporate price gouging regulations.
Just add on.
First-time home buyers.
That's all you gotta do is add
25K
on to the empire.
Yeah. Tax credit, child
Fuck around
tax
and be
credit
a,
for parents,
I
signing
know
the
about
border
that.
compromise bill.
A duplex.
I knew about a good bit of that, but I hadn't heard of that.
know
The homeowner joint. I didn't hear about that.
Reproductive rights. I want to further go in on that. Reproductive rights means they trying to make federal abortions again because right now it's in charge by the states.
Yeah.
It's not that it's illegal, so I do want to clarify that because a lot of people don't seem to understand.
Yeah, but I mean, but at the end of the day, they did make it so there are some states. I can't. Was it? Is it? It's a couple of states that have pretty much made it illegal to have
I
abortion.
think that's the.
Can you
power
get the
of
abortion here in North
You can
Carolina?
get an abortion. in
Yeah,
North
I was
Carolina.
about to say. I think that's part of the United States. Is the states are supposed to be able to make decisions for their states.
Yeah, but
if,
see,
if
my
you
thing.
want to go get an abortion, go to another state, bro.
Go get you abortion.
Yeah, but you got to also think about, bro. That I don't know.
But
abortion is one of those touchy ones that like it's a touchy one. Which if y'all want to talk about, I don't mind talking about it. But
not well. I guess we could speak like around the entire surface of it. That's almost its own complete topic that we had to probably do like a 30-minute dive in. But I would say that the sneaky part of like the Planned Parenthood abortion thing is that it also goes into like different versions of contraception.
Exactly,
like Plan B, but then it's also the in vitro that helps women get pregnant and shit like that. There's a full outlawing of a lot of those things.
Yeah, because
so like you do have to be careful with that because it's not like explicitly abortion. It's a backloaded thing that includes a lot of shit that we. Johnny, tell him how it was that night at the L house. Y'all went home, and you know what I mean. Things happened. It let loose, and she said. And you did it, but then you took us to CVS that next morning. What y'all get?
The day.
What y'all get, Johnny?
Hey,
what y'all get?
I used to keep them bad boys.
That's how. See, you just boxed yourself in, Johnny. Use condoms, bro. Condoms is the way.
I'm gonna go.
This nigga just admitted to not using condoms accidentally.
Oh no, he said it on the pod already. We know what Johnny is.
Okay, so I like where we getting.
Raw dog Johnny.
Agolf said it starts with abortion, but they are already moving on birth control. And he said they want to punish women for having sex. Aunt said abortion would not be needed if people would just have self-control. I'm not against it. I'm not for it, but people use their sexual organs for pleasure instead of what they're meant for.
I guess, but everybody using it.
But like they
I ain't putting that on women or men, bro.
Yeah, that sound like your boy Ben Shapiro.
Yeah,
that's like one of Ben Shapiro arguments.
You gotta put a small hat on to say something crazy like that. Yeah. I enjoy casual sex. Let's not get that. I'm not Catholic. I'm not about to like every time I gotta have sex that it gotta be for. Nah, I'm not rolling that one. I do currently use the pull-out method, but I'm married. But at the same time,
that conversation go too many places. I was about to be in it. Go ahead.
Oh no, but I will say there was a time in college I enjoyed that dead post shot.
Yeah, no. What
the women getting the depot shot at them. Y'all know if you know, you know. If you know,
I'm for the methods. I'm for the methods of birth control. That's why I'm against abortion.
But I mean, and then also people try to act like when they say Planned Parenthood, the white woman who came up with the whole thing.
Margaret
Sanger.
Yeah, but like I'll tell you, I went to Planned Parenthood with me and my wife. We went to Planned Parenthood to figure out if she was pregnant or not.
I actually see what you're saying.
We went both times for my daughter and my son. We went in there, and the thing is that they always talked about how it's like, oh yeah, it's a bunch of black people doing it. I went in there both times. It was nothing but white girls. It was quiet as shit in there. It's white girls with either a girl that was close, looked like similar in age, or their parent that was there. But then they're also doing like breast cancer scans. They got we have to stop talking like fucking at the surface level about so many things that are layered like a motherfucker.
But that's front loading. Like we front loaded inside the bowl.
Well, I think when people
Planned Parenthood is abortion.
Exactly.
That's
where it's like so many things that.
And it's that's how social media is in general. Remember, I was saying that yesterday. We make really important conversations very surfaceable and loud. It's loud as shit, and it's just surface level enough to just entertain people, but it ain't no meat and potatoes.
Yeah, it's a lot of it based in ignorance too. It's like we're discussing things that we haven't, all the way looked into,
right,
all the way read, and a lot of people use words in place of like other things that they actually mean. Like they say Planned Parenthood, and they're talking strictly about abortion.
Right.
The policies, and
Yeah.
I think that happens in the
regurgitating talking
points. I think it happens in the social media age where like you're so used to seeing just a little caption, just a little just a little overview that you miss the nuance. And when you start regurgitating it and repeating it, that nuance that you didn't even have is totally lost, and you just start saying a word that means so many other things, then you're just speaking on some ignorance.
Well, yeah,
y'all see that shirt he got on right there?
What
shirt? Y'all see that shirt right there?
You see the shirt that nigga got on?
Oh shit! No, it might be all right. This one, hold on. Let me.
What I got on?
You see the shirt?
That might be a bit all right. I think.
Hey, what I got on?
Oh yeah, this shirt this nigga got on.
But where can they buy them at?
Yeah, tell them to put it. We can take some orders. You know what I mean?
Go to the fair.
Instagram,
hit them DMs.
Hit the DMs. We're gonna get the site popping, but for right now, we're gonna take the orders through the IG, and we'll get them out to you.
Hey, if you get them now, you on the ground floor. You early, like
that's a fact.
So the ones who've been sticking with us, support, man. Y'all early. We only going up from here.
Listen, I want to start a campaign. I am a retired local rapper turned podcaster.
Me too.
But you know what I mean? Shout out to all my retired Instagram models turned like nail tech, retired stripper.
That's what I was
turned nurse.
Bro, let me tell you the story.
No, they don't be nurse. They RNAs.
RNAs. They know criminology.
I'm gonna leave it.
Hey, listen, shout out to all my niggas that found out that their favorite stripper was a criminal justice major. A Lone Ranger. Oh no. But yeah, hey, tap in, hit them super chats, and a super chat that didn't make it but came from the wedding. Shout out to Aunt Sabora. She dropped off a little cash for the guys and gave us some gifts. Damn. Next episode we're gonna unpack the gift that she gave us. But yeah, shout out to all of our loyal and first time listeners as well. Tap in with us. It's a community here. Enjoy the chat. Let's talk.
Yeah. Okay, so we still doing comments.
I said like run down like 4 or 5 more, but then we can kind of get
and go over there for a second.
All right. Name me one vice president that has set precedent to anything that is relevant to anything that you guys are doing right now within the last 20 years. None of you can do it. No, I can't, but I wouldn't say that there isn't anybody. I do think that some of the vice presidents in the past 20 years have probably helped us. I just don't know who. I couldn't tell you right off the.
Oh, read that one more time. My bad.
Basically, you're saying name me one vice president that has set precedent to anything that is relevant to anything that you guys are doing right now within the last 20 years. None of you can do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to name it. I don't know if they did or not, but one of them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. It might be correct. Probably. I don't know.
No, I'm not a big fan of vice presidents. So I mean, they're technically like it's kind of space overs. They're just in case.
Vice president is the president of the Senate. They're the tiebreaker vote.
Yeah,
Kamala Harris
is
cast
true,
more
yeah.
tiebreaker vote as VP than any VP in U.S. history.
Well,
they're I'll stand corrected.
Yeah. Listen, we don't have our AI fact checkers together, but that's a great point. I like the rebuttal. Tone, keep reading.
Let's see, first time home buyers program. We was talking about that. 25K only a first generation home buyer, not just first time home buyer. So basically for illegal immigrants.
Hold on, my bad. Say it. What you say?
You're saying 25K only a first generation home buyer, not just first time home buyer.
First generation home buyer. What does that mean?
Immigrants. First generation.
That's not what that is.
The first generation, you're first generation.
No, I'm saying I don't think that's what the policy would be. One of y'all.
I'm not speaking on this until I look more into the policy.
I'm gonna just look it up right now.
I do want to look at it.
I'm not saying.
I'm sure that probably she might be meaning that as in first time.
Well, Agolf said Agolf been coming with some facts, but we got to. He seems to know the stuff though. And the first time home buyers tax credit would be 25K for people who paid their rent on time for 2 years. There are additional benefits for first generation home buyers on top of that, but 25K if you paid your rent for 2 years on time as a first time home buyer.
What does first generation home buyer mean?
I don't know, and that's why I say we got to look at language and stuff all the time too.
Yeah, that's a fact. But yeah, keep going.
Let's see. Trying to see where some good ones.
Oh, my knee.
You can use whatever method you want to, but abortion is just abortion. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but people are going to get rid of kids in one way or another at all times in any way.
Can I say this?
Tell them.
This is my stance on abortion, and we a bunch of men in here, but I'm
men got a voice in abortion.
Nah, I'm pro-choice because I ain't never gonna have a baby. I ain't never gonna birth a baby. Like hopefully one day I do have a baby, but I'm never gonna birth a baby. I don't know what all goes into having a baby, the rest of the body. So who am I to tell a woman if she can or can't do that if I have no kind of experience? I'm only speaking from ignorance on that topic. As far as
I don't specifically have that. I think we ain't got to get into it. We'll have our abortion conversation, but I do believe in men's rights when it comes to abortion.
Absolutely.
Or it has to be an either or. Where you could either be able to sign away, you're because if you are a guy
that's men's
and you want a woman to have an abortion and she doesn't, then I think that if you decide to sign away all parental rights, then you can't do shit with that kid either. You can't that's the L on the man's side. But I also think that if we make it balanced, either a man has to be able to have some version of a conversation because at the end of the day, it is the woman is an incubator, but that nut came from that man too. This kid is 50-50 each. Even if we go genealogy and the whole little, rigmarole of all that shit.
No, that's fair.
But I'm not a person that's going to ever stand on a man should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Nah, I ain't rolling with that.
But I'm thinking that Johnny, a man with no kids.
Well,
I wasn't trying to. That wasn't even a joke. He trying to make that shit, Johnny. That wasn't a shot, bro. Don't let him motherfucking. That was not a shot. I was just saying.
I ain't even gonna say that because the man with no kids probably know a little more about
Johnny out here.
I will say
control alt delete Johnny. Stop.
Damn, Johnny, you walking in all kind of boxes today, bro.
But ain't a box. He living his truth. We love when everybody live their truth. Let my brother live his truth.
But what I'm saying,
raw dog control alt delete Johnny.
I do think that the men's parental rights should be a thing. I'm also pro-choice, but I think men have a right.
What's if you had to name a dog that you would say was raw? What would it be? Like a pit bull? Pit bull, control alt delete Johnny. I like it. Rottweiler.
I like a Rottweiler.
This nigga, you burying yourself over there.
These are jokes, bro.
Yeah, but you add no jokes on yourself. Who does that?
I will say, I think one of the ironic things, as far as abortion goes,
Tone Solo rail.
I think one of the ironic things as far as abortion goes is that actually is taking out a lot of black people. If we look at like the black people living today, it's a lot of us could have been abortions. People don't even understand that. They don't think about it. But it's like I think a lot of that does affect the black community. But the thing about it is I'm pro-choice, and the reason I would say I'm pro-choice is because like God gives us a choice in everything. So you always have a choice. I'm personally not for it, but I can't tell anybody else what choice they can make.
Yeah, and I'd also say that like there are some people that have unprotected sex, and let's say make the mistake of having unprotected sex and the dude just letting one go, and she knows that she doesn't need to be a mother. She knows that she doesn't need and I mean to take away it's different if it wasn't already given. But to take that away after it's already been given, it's like, okay, well, we've been socialized in this way. So if you are a woman that knows that you shouldn't have a child, you should have the ability to make that not your reality.
Well, let's be honest. They've always done the abortion,
right. Regardless
whether it's been
of
legal, whether it's been safe.
True.
So like those women, like we're not standing in the way of them doing it.
Especially,
we're just standing in the way of them being safe about it. Because those women,
the facts.
They've been doing it before we even had a say, before we even talked about it. It's been women that knew they were pregnant and were doing this, for years.
That's the facts. I won't disagree with that at all. Let's see what we're going to jump into. Are we still running the?
Let's have these conversations.
Yeah, I mean, it is
the comments.
Good
No, the
conversations.
Well, we got to go over Brother Marcus. He did another super chat.
Shout out to Brother Marcus.
Hey, stay on.
Fear mongering. That's weak and dismissive, brother. Got to have a more analytical mind, brother. Malcolm was a fear pusher. That was in reference to I think when Q had said something about.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. Read this comment again. Now I'll respond.
This was said fear mongering. That's weak and dismissive, brother. Got to have a more analytical mind, brother. Malcolm was a fear pusher, and I have to find where his other comment was. We got a lot of comments today. Y'all keep sending stuff to the chat.
Scroll up. It should be highlighted because it'd have been a super chat.
Matter of fact, let's do this. Before that, he had said, if you don't wake up and find out how he does it, I tell you, they'll be building gas chambers and gas ovens pretty soon. I don't mean those kind you got at home in your kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And me saying that in retrospect to him, he said that like 60 years ago, that'd have been like 20 to 30 years away from like the actual Holocaust in which he was referencing at that moment in comparison to our current political landscape. I think that at the time when we're talking about what Brother Marcus was saying, Brother Malcolm was saying, they were also in the heart of Jim Crow South, pushing the civil rights movement, where like seeing strange fruit hanging from a tree was not like this crazy ideology. I mean, like this crazy thought that you didn't see, or that like Malcolm X didn't see his parents' house get burnt down by the KKK coming up to it. I think that is a little bit different than like the current fear mongering that does happen within the like the political landscape when we say like XYZ is the end of democracy, XYZ. And bringing it more like straight towards your actual point. Like I was responding to that as in to apply that today. I do think that it's fear mongering. So like not taking, like if we use his words today, I do think that it's fear mongering. In context of when he said it, it's not. That would be my own personal opinion. I don't think that they're going to bring gas chambers back in America. I think that it would be being used as a tool of fear mongering to get you to side emotionally to a side, whichever side that might be.
Yeah, I'd agree. I was talking like old hit with the whole like the dictator is gonna throw the Constitution away and all of these types of things. Like I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's like the Stretch Armstrong shit.
Yeah,
it's like you got the deluxe Stretch Armstrong with that. You know what I mean? I think that like to say that like we go back to slave because it's the idea of to kill the idea of America is what would happen. Like America would no longer be America at all, in which it stands on all this shit. You know what I mean? I don't see us going back to like like I think that like in reality, you could still we are slaves, but we get paid. You know what I mean? It's not the same as chattel like slavery. It's like we
get to use the word slavery loosely.
Yeah, today
That'd
we
be the
definitely
easiest
use
way to
it. Absolutely.
Okay, so back to the other comments. We still don't like. There are a lot of comments about.
I think we almost at a point to let's
Yeah,
have
yeah.
because
we would.
Yeah, y'all ready to rock paper scissors?
Get out of here, Johnny.
Out the way. Like sometimes you gotta like. Have you ever like y'all know basketball? Like the Clippers. Every once in a while, they'll be like consistently like they might get like a winning season, but traditionally,
don't ever compare me.
They
to
always
bro.
suck.
Don't ever.
Johnny beat his Clippers
Don't
sometimes.
ever. Hey, bro, that's the most disrespectful thing. You can make all the raw dog pit bulls. Don't ever.
So you drawing the line at the Clippers?
Don't call you the Clippers.
Come on, get out of here.
Yeah.
I guess based on where we are now, I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go Q and Johnny. I think I always make you last, don't I?
Hey, because you gotta save the best.
It's where you belong. It's where you belong.
Because I'm the best.
Sounds good.
Save the best for last.
Okay, so my question for today, and I'm just gonna ask the question and get like the initial responses from everybody. And I think we can kind of unpack it, as you would say, a little bit. My question is, do you believe that America still hates Black people? Does America still hate Black people? Because that statement was definitely once a fact. Now, I just want to know if you believe that it's still the case.
Because the question that we put up here was a different one. It was, does America finally love Black people?
We did pre-show and we put this inside the chat. You knew what his question was.
I do, but I feel like they both. I feel like they do. They still hate us. Yes, like it's obvious, but I think there's a little bit of love there too. I think it's a love.
But love and hate can't dwell in the same vessel.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I definitely believe. I think you have to like love somebody in order to hate them. I think there was a certain like there was a need for Black.
Well, I don't know. All right, keep going. Just
I do believe that. I mean, they're both like extreme like emotions. I think there has to be like a level of like investment in order to get to either one of those emotions. I think it's hard to hate or hard to love. What he say?
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about David Walker. Hey, shout out David Walker. He done pulled up. You got Johnny shook.
He making sure he all the way.
He made sure he ain't saying nothing.
He's about to start moonwalking like a motherfucker.
He said y'all said X was a peer pusher and Huey was a crackhead. So,
he like to run that.
He already angry, but I think it's obvious America does still hate us because I mean.
Can you give me an example of? Go ahead. You was about to go. So what makes you say that? How do you come to that conclusion?
I think even if you look at how they exploit us in entertainment, you know how they paint us.
They hate us because they exploit us.
I think the pictures that they paint show that there's still a hate there. I mean, what was the good time shit that we just watched a couple months ago, where it would just show the most ignorant, portrayal of us. So I mean, I think it's obvious they hate us, but I think they love to exploit us. I think they love the benefits that come with us being a part of their country. I think they love what
their country.
Well, it's our country now. So I mean,
it was always our country.
Yeah, but you said now.
Okay, well,
FBA
like,
gives
semantics, but like
I
think they love the benefits of having Black people.
But I still need examples. I think to push the conversation forward, I think that the examples in the ways in which
how we're portrayed in entertainment shows that there's a clear hate for us, so they wouldn't.
But I mean,
but we're the ones.
I don't even know what that even means.
Yeah.
I don't say that's what. Okay, well, look, we can.
That's Johnny's opinion.
That's Johnny's answer.
Like the pushing of drill music and like gangster movies.
I don't think that they pushing drill music. I think that
drill music
Black
is
people are
popularizing.
consuming.
Exactly, we just consume. We like the shit.
Okay.
You don't think Black folk like drill music? Well, I mean, that's going beyond the question.
Conversation with A Black, and he was like, when he was on like Source, and he was like, it came down between Big Crit and Chief Keef, and they made a decision.
Right, because Chief Keef was more popular with youth. It wasn't based off of nothing. I'm a big Crit fan, but if they're like, if Source is trying to source youth, then they're probably going to go with the person that's more like popular with like this bubbling genre that ended up being this huge scene.
Right.
It's not like they didn't even choose wrong, to be honest.
Then
Like I'm a big Crit fan, but like they chose the person that was spearheading a huge movement.
Yes. You look at the podcast space now, like that shit is crazy.
It was fucking up the black community though.
Well, it's capitalism. It's capitalism, though.
Like they chose to promote something that was already pop. They didn't say, all right, we can break Crit or we can break Chief Keef. That's not what happened. Chief Keef was already its thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you that probably happened after Kanye then jumped on his little Don't Like remix and all that shit. Like it's not like Chief Keef didn't bubble up and become a thing to where like now you're mentioning it.
Okay, well then, okay. So
that's why I didn't really want to tear your example down, but I ain't
okay. The Democrats and saying you ain't black if you don't vote for Joe Biden. I think that's an example of them showing hate. Like I think the crime bill of I think there's a lot of examples where you can show where they still hate us. Like I don't think it's hard to.
Yeah, scratch on them, scroll like them up. Hey, and then something.
So you think they don't hate us?
No. I don't think your opinion is coming with real, like, you know what I mean. I'm not.
Tell them how your opinion is good. You got good opinions.
I mean, I think they still hate us. If you disagree, we can.
Oh, but I'm asking, but how though? So I just want to see it through your eyes. I want to know how you feel, why you feel that way.
Just said the music, the crowd.
Okay, so all right, so you're done.
I just said yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that you're done. But what about you, Tone? What do you think?
I can't say I agree with that. Like it's kind of like black people are part of America. So I mean, I guess if you're asking that, do black people hate black people? I mean,
that ain't what I'm asking.
Yeah, which I know that's not what you're asking. But it's like when I'm saying, like when I'm sitting there thinking about it, does America still hate black people? We part of America. So are you saying like, do the white people, white America hate black people? Is that
what I'm saying. Okay, so there is history. I'm saying based on historically, there was a time period where you would 100% say that America hated black people. Would you agree to that?
No, I wouldn't agree to that. America always loved black people. They like using us. They like using us for slavery. They love using us to pick cotton. They love using us to make music. They love using us to raise their children. I would say they love black people. And even now, if you're looking at what
that's a better answer than yours, Johnny.
Even if you're looking at where we at right now, how can the country?
I'm just fucking with you.
I'm saying, how can a country though that has black millionaires, like multiple black millionaires, black successful people, black people in the office, black people who was actually in charge in the Senate and in the Congress and in the government. Like I can't say that's a nation that hates black people. How they view us is a whole different story, but I don't think they hate us.
Okay, let me make sure. But are you saying, because there was a time period where none of that stuff that you just named was a thing? So are you still standing on the idea that America never hated black people?
Man, I wouldn't say hated black people. I'd say they love using us. Yeah, I stand on that. Like,
okay. So I guess as I define it, when you say hate black people, when you use the word hate, how do you? Yeah, define that.
I guess what I would say when I say hate, I mean to make like the idea of we're intentionally going to make you the permanent underclass, which will be the permanent doormat for everything that comes with. So like you are does that make sense?
Okay. And so for you, this is also different than the rich hating the poor.
Yes, because what I would say is that if you, and I understand why you asked that specifically, but what I would say is that if you base it on history, there had to be a level of disdain and hate. Other than I understand that there was the monetary gain, which our situation became a result of what was the idea of capitalism. I understand that, but what I'm saying is that like the idea of, if you talk about lynchings, right? Lynching and the idea of having these consequences to end people's lives and like torture and all kinds of shit, while also making them or attempting to make them the permanent underclass. I define that as like hate. Okay. That would seem hate that would seem like hate.
And I'm not making an argument to say that America has never hated blacks.
Oh no, I was just trying to.
I get it.
Okay, I got you.
So now, as you're like defining hate today, because I don't think that that's specifically the thing. Like America don't want to hang. Well, I don't know if they. Who knows? But
there's a few.
I think yeah, but I say like as a majority, I don't specifically think that they want to hang black people. And like if we use like that version of it, then I would say no. But I also want to see like how we differentiate. So when you say hate, and this is like also different than how America hates, as in like the ruling class hates minority classes in general. Is it like a different?
I would say it's different because if you look at the minority, there are minority classes that they have allowed to climb while still keeping us like the idea of what Dr. Claude Anderson said is the permanent underclass.
Look how they do with Nigeria.
Right. Do you believe that? That's what I'm saying. So like do you believe that there's a still an intentional foot that is being placed to keep you down, keep the black people from becoming not the permanent underclass?
That's a different.
Well, I mean, that's why I say like hate.
No,
if you
I
look at
don't
like
think that's different. I think he's getting to like the exact
the meat and potato.
Because of like, if you hate something, then you have to have an intentional foot.
Yeah, there are symptoms of this.
And but I guess I would probably say I would probably harken back to Johnny's his meme, where he kind of like, I think that there is definitely an innate learned helplessness, and I think that the system is almost working could be like on autopilot to an extent. And so I don't even know if say in the 60s, 70s, 80s, there was intentional like autocratic push to make sure black people were very specific things. And there was like laws and legislation that you can point out, even if we like go all the way up to like the 90s with the like the crime bill or the crack era and different shit like that you could point out that was explicitly aimed and intentional at the black community.
And what was that? The syphilis experiment. What was that?
That was like 60, 70, or maybe that was 50.
That was Tuskegee. Yeah.
So
you see what I'm saying? To me, these are like hateful things.
Oh no, for sure. So what I guess what I was kind of like, I was kind of building to say like, damn, I kind of lost my train a little bit, but I think I was kind of landing at the idea that there has been explicit things that were done in a hateful manner, and that's why I wouldn't like specifically say it has never. I don't know. Like to me, there's a bit of autopilot that's happening, where when we speak of like there is like an ingrained nepotism that exists with white. There's ingrained bias if we get inside, like even if we get inside the DEI conversation, and then there's a bit of learned helplessness that you don't even have to explicitly hate as much as like the cycle's already happened, and like it just is what it is.
Well, I mean, you could also.
So I guess I would say there's not an intentional hate across the board as much as we like to boogeyman it.
What I will say, just to give a little pushback.
Can I add on to that?
Let me just give a little pushback real quick, buddy. What we've also seen, the major banking institutions, the biggest banking institutions have all have had to pay monies for the not allowing the mortgage loans to black people, not allowing, you know what I mean? They've actually been found guilty of and paid restitution for said behavior. So there have been things that have been continuously working against us, and I'm just using that. I'm not saying
for sure. So
what from America, but I'm just saying like there's still been things that have happened throughout the time.
So if I was to like more so like unpack my stance, I am not saying that there aren't examples of institutional racism that does exist today in America.
And just for this, let's use hate. Institutional hate.
Okay, institutional hate against black people that does exist. Because if you go inside like the same thing when we talk about appraisals for housing,
right.
And if you got black pictures, if you ain't got no pictures of white people, there is an intentionality, and we can go through like all of like the deep dive of what that could be from, but that does still exist. So I'm not saying that. That's why I asked you first to define out what you meant. And where if we're talking about explicit policy that is like pushed throughout the government and XYZ, and I think that is different than like institutions doing a thing.
Hmm.
And like if because we're talking about America, if we're gonna bring it to that. But again, like if that's the baseline, then I would say yes, America hates blacks. But I was trying to go off of like that's why I needed to define definition.
So question.
Let me just add this real quick because I think like I agree with what you're saying. Like yeah, like I think the explicit hate was from the systems in the past. But if you allow these systems to continue to work and there's no corrective behavior, it's like the hate still exists. Like if this institutional hate, and it's still like even we're talking about in today, like the home loans and being able to have access to capital and our denial in that these systems are still in place and still working. So the effect of the hate, whether it's an intentional thing or a residual thing, it's still there, and it's hard like for somebody who's on the opposite on the bad end of those effects for you to say this country doesn't hate you.
Mhm.
And it's like somebody got stabbed. If it's 2-3 people got stabbed and I ran into the house and you help these 2 people, even though they didn't stab it, but you helping these and you don't help me, how am I supposed to feel? And I'm supposed to feel like, damn, you might not hate me, but goddamn, it's
you oblivious to my pain.
It's something here.
Yeah,
there's definitely something here, and that's what I feel like when we see like other, immigrants coming in and getting help, or people from other countries coming in and getting access to these capital and stuff, and we've been here with the knife in our back, and they just looking at us like, oh well, we didn't do it, but you won't help everybody else. You gotta kind of hate somebody a little bit to sit there and not help them, and you helping everybody else. So
yeah, and I guess like this is where we get into like degrees of separation in the spectrum concept, where so what I don't want to do is pretend like we have it anywhere comparable to what they did back in like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
Right.
Like I think that comparatively, nah. But if we're talking about like, are there still like institutions and things in place? Is there still a system? Sure, there is still a system. And if we use that as the baseline of hate, then sure, we have the baseline of hate. But hate look a lot different now.
Absolutely.
And so like we also have to take that in consideration, because I'm not going to fall into a cycle of learned helplessness that says that I can't do anything and that like these niggas hate me and all these things. Like I'm not interested in that.
No, I get that. I don't need you to help me. I don't need you to help me. I'm just noticing.
But I also don't think that all white people hate black people.
And this is what I was about. That's what the point that I was going to make.
Yeah,
because
I don't even think that most white people probably hate.
In my head, if you don't pay attention to somebody, does that mean you hate them? Like, if you
probably not.
Them, does that
If
mean
somebody's drowning in a pool and you don't pay attention,
but I think that's a fun example, but that's not even how real life works. Though. And like, so for me, my worldview does not typically include white people. It don't mean I hate them. Though. Exactly. My experiences day to day just don't be dealing with them. And like, there's spaces in which they have that exact same thing. So I can't like demean them because of that's what their space is. And that's why I think that more of it is like I think to this day there is a hate for poor people. And I do think that nepotism is a big thing as well. And like I think those two things probably take precedent over even I don't want to say over race, but those 3 things all have its own balance in the equation. I'll have to think more before I make the other statement.
Unc said, in my opinion, Black Americans hate other Black people more than any other race out here because we are all the best and worst haters.
Okay.
That done pissed off David Walker.
I know that pissed him off. I already know that pissed off David Walker.
Yeah, he said,
he gonna call in and call all of them.
America hates FBAs. How is this a debate right now? Does America hate FBAs? You have to ask, then you are lost, brother.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we're literally posing a question to have it. I already kind of felt that we would land kind of where we are. You know what I mean? Because there are still, based in history, it's definitely not as bad as it was previous.
And so we got to define it out.
Yeah. So I mean, I just wanted to see where it's almost like where the balance of accountability versus like the things that are actually placed against you. Like to me, that's kind of finding out where the conversation will land at. It's like where's the accountability and also the systematic racism, which is real. How did that actually what the balance would look like in conversation? So I mean, to think that like I didn't. Oh my bad. You want to do the comments?
Tell Trey that his black native great grandparent would be like, y'all got it good right now in 2020.
Oh no, they would. They would tell a lot of niggas shut the fuck up, straighten your back up, and do it yourself. That's literally what they was on.
Yeah, because if you go back and you read some of the books from some of these people, they wouldn't even talking like we be talking. They'd be like, man, that's what kind of disgusts me.
They call about all of the men bitches. Y'all niggas done turned bitch ass niggas and complaining, and they had some smoke for us. Sisters, yeah. They had some smoke for us for real.
We actually in a time period where we have some control over our stuff, and we just don't use it. That's kind of why I'm like, I can't say America hates black people. Like, I think we're holding ourselves back more than anything else.
So you saying black people hate black people more than America hates black people?
Ooh,
America is black people.
Well, I don't
That's
know.
a great
answer.
answer.
We're only 13%. I ain't about to go in that, bro. We're only 13%.
That was a great answer.
Definitely 13%.
We only 13%.
And it's crazy how black people. We've remained at the 13%.
The Mexicans is a little bit more than us. No, we was at like 15 at one point. We was at 14. We was at 15.
He said, "Nah, his ancestors would be disgusted with the bootlicking. Who bootlicking? We saying we ain't scared of these white people. Like, do you not get that?
That nigga Trey be talking real
He be
goddamn
talking
trolling struck.
I'm saying though, like
trolling
we not
tough.
He about to trigger Tone.
But who's
Tone about to be?
Y'all know me because I can't stand that talk. Like I'm so. Oh, the white man got me down so bad.
Yeah, he definitely.
I'm just like, I'm tired of this.
Give him the smoke. Give him the smoke.
Hey, all I'm saying is I'm tired of these niggas out here talking about how the white man doggone holding us down so bad, and you ain't got nothing to say about these. It's niggas who in our neighborhood shooting up niggas. It ain't white people, bro. It ain't white people who holding us back. We the ones not speaking up. We the ones keep falling for everything. So I don't know who you call no bootlicker, but yeah, your ancestors are doggone have some words for you, straight up.
He got him acting like Kofi in here.
I ain't even trying to go off. I'm just saying
turn
that's
up
real,
on that
bro.
nigga, Tone.
Like, and it's not that I'm even against what I agree with a lot of what FBAs be saying, but we ain't gonna come off like we know doggone softies, bro.
Like we know.
Like I'm keeping my language nice because I want to clarify. You my brother. I see you as my brother, but we're not gonna keep sitting there playing this game of the white man got his foot on my neck, the white man holding me down. That ain't getting nobody nowhere. How you gonna get somewhere and dog gonna get reparations and demand something and you inferior to dog on who you talking to? You inferior to your enemy.
Talk to him, Tone.
Johnny, what you think about that?
No white man, bro.
Johnny, maybe we'll get a call in section in a second.
Yeah,
but
call in, Trey.
Please.
But Johnny, that's it. Like defend David Walker. God damn it.
Nah, that motherfucker was on my case when he came here. He got it.
But no. All right. So
I'm just clarifying. Like, bro, stop that with the bootlicking and we dog. Like, come on, bro, be for real.
Yeah. All right. So this would be my take on it. This is also my take on like the need to hurl epithets and all that shit. I think that's kind of where we end up becoming like divisive because right now they're like I think we kind of like it seemed like we talked all the way across the conversation. I don't know who had the hardest stance, but in general, like we tried to like be fairly fair in the conversation. And the idea of the need for Black people to think in a very specific way, to me, is probably like the detriment of Black people because of there are so many different versions of Black people. Like we've sat and had arguments about like middle class Blacks and like people that grew up lower class. We have like conversations about like I don't know. I can't even like freestyle all the different
Muslim.
Like the religious differences of different versions of Black people. The NOI versus like Black Christians, and then you get into like the sex of and like how all these people view life. There's so many different versions of Black people: the conservative Black and the liberal Black. And like most, like the good faith version of all of it is that we're all looking to find the solution to get us into a better place. And the easiest thing and less progressive thing is to demonize it. This a little bit goes into like my topic. I don't know if you put me next, right?
You was next anyway.
Okay. So I was Royal actually put something into the chat that I thought was interesting. I usually don't necessarily like side with this person when I kind of end up hearing a lot of their commentary, but it was fairly thought provoking. Even though like even some of the examples that he gave I wasn't explicitly like a fan of, but I understood the overarching concept. And it was a concept that to me was actually interesting, where he spoke about the black radicals and like their actual impact. And like this starts to group in whether you want to say the Farrakhan's, the Umars, the Tariqs, like all of them. You can almost put them all inside a bubble. And what their measurable impact on the institutions are. And if these are people that the institutions, white folk, or the power structure, whatever like verbiage that we want to use to like describe them, if that they're actually fearful of, or are these people working in the almost like cahoots. Working inside, like say it again,
cahoots,
or because cahoots means that there's an intentionality behind it, but does it help them? This almost even begs the question that you was begging last week with voting for our voting with our enemies and shit like that. Like to me, there is an interesting space when we look at a lot of these movements, and sometimes we can get lost in the idea of things that sound good but are too far out of reach for where we're at in 2024. And so to me, I guess I tossed the question in the air. I don't know. I don't want to do net negative, net positive, but what is your? I'll just put it inside this scope. The radical. Well, damn, I'm using the word radical, but these grass. I'm gonna just say the grassroots. You can use the word extreme movements that exist on both sides of the party. How beneficial do you see them inside the overhaul of like black progression in general?
So you're talking about just the black liberal versus the black?
No. So that can be the like Dr. Umar in the Pan African movement, Tariq in the FBA movement. That can be like again, as far like left or as far as right as you want to get to.
All of them are just you grouping.
Yeah. So I'm just grouping all of those things in the fodder that they produce. If that I mean that actual impact on the political sphere.
I think it's
or the progressive sphere, should I say?
I think they're like at the top of the snowball. I think there is movement where I don't think they're gonna get us there, but I definitely think like they're starting the snowball. I think they're starting the conversations that are going to start the conversations. Like Tupac said, I might not change the world, but I might spark the mind that does change the world. So I definitely.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, my bad. But so I definitely think it's moving the needle a little bit, and I think it's just at the top of the mountain. They're starting that snowball. I don't think they're going to be the end product. I think it's going to take a lot of momentum, a lot of people adding on to their thoughts. A lot of people, building with them in order to get us where we need to do. But I think a lot of the conversations that are sparked from these quote unquote radicals or extremes are important. I think if you take them out of that radical perspective and put them in a more nuanced, fair, arena, I think you do get a lot of fruitful conversations and,
and so I guess I don't know if you watched like the video, but so again, I am. Like I grew up Nation of Islam. Well, I wouldn't say I grew up. There was a section of my life in which my parents was Nation of Islam, and they transitioned to Orthodox Orthodox Muslim. But we were like one of my first memories is me looking at Farrakhan's feet. Right.
Day.
And so I say that to say inside this video, we'll actually link the video. At a point in time, it gave a critique of Farrakhan, and we've actually like sung his praises, so I think that is actually fair to critique. And it spoke about how he says a lot of things, but there's not been like explicit policy and movement that has been realized from it. And to an extent, a lot of like the conversation ends up being distractions from actually being able to get a progressive step that is needed.
And from what I was saying, because I also watched the video.
You sent the video to me.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
I know. I'm fucking.
I also watched. So it was a lot of what I was getting from it was like, okay, they're allowing you to do what you're doing because it doesn't affect what their plan is at all. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like that was like the things like, yeah, we're gonna let you kind of rock, bro. You're doing
like
nothing
FBA and
that's gonna change.
It's infighting.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what I mean? You're not actually. It doesn't affect what our goal is. It doesn't affect what our goal is. So we'll allow you to go ahead and keep doing what you're doing because it doesn't really move the needle at all. And I think that like we have some powerful organizations. And see, this is my thing. When you looked at what Martin Luther King was doing toward the end of his life when we were doing the Poor Man's March, you can see that there's a difference. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference in the results when you're actually doing something that really can be feared of changing the system itself, and that's what we kind of are trying to do.
But I will say this about Farrakhan, like they canceled that man before cancel culture was a
big
thing.
Facts,
and
big
it
facts.
was because they were afraid.
Big facts.
And they've neutralized him. They've neutralized him now to where like he's no longer a threat. But they did neutralize him because for a while he was a rising threat on their radar. That's why they put that anti-Semitism and they put all that on him to get him out the way. They did that back in the 90s.
Facts.
And got him up out the way because they knew what was happening. They knew like how this shit was going to play out. They did that. They didn't just randomly cancel him back in the 90s and then all of this happened in the 2000s and they didn't have like an inside like perspective on that.
One thing about people like Farrakhan though, and I'm not no Muslim or anything, and I don't necessarily agree with everything Farrakhan say, but one thing about Farrakhan is they can't cancel him. He has too many followers that actually listen to he has too many people who actually have been influenced by him that are influencing our generation. I've definitely tuned in to Brother Ben. I've tuned in to 19 Keys. I've tuned in to RZA Islam.
Oh yeah, shout out Ben X.
I don't know if y'all follow Wesley Muhammad, but Wesley Muhammad.
Yeah, I like
so I'm saying like
he was one of them first niggas that said that smoking weed gonna make you gay. My bad. Keep going.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He did say that.
Oh no. Well, there's facts about what is it? The THC potency and like there's science to it, but
yeah. Oh damn!
But just basically, I was saying like you can't cut off somebody like.
Yeah.
Farrakhan is not somebody you can like cut off.
So my question, hold on, Johnny, I got a question for y'all.
They can't limit his reach, and they've done that.
They've definitely done that. So my question would be: is that where does I haven't seen him talk about like actually where he lands. I've heard him talk just about like Trump. You know what I mean? But where does the Nation of Islam like where do they land as far as politics? Are you saying don't vote, don't worry about voting?
I haven't heard that explicitly.
I'm just saying,
they're black conservatives, like by nature, but I don't know if I don't think they promote either party. There we go.
See, my thing would be is like, what do you? That like the idea in which is if you have the following to have this collective of black people that you can actually wield, y'all actually have a power that you can wield. So if you actually have that, then what is it that you're actually telling them to do?
Well, we went there.
I wonder what
we heard him speak.
We heard him speak. Yeah, I remember that too.
Well, I would also say like a big like mission of the like Nation of Islam tends to be do for self.
It's like more nation building than worried about
it's
and that's why I was asking. They said like not voting.
It's more of like a critique of the political structure, and then saying that we should do it ourselves.
And which I love that. I love that. I think that there's a both things can be true at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I believe. Yeah, I would be one to like, yeah, I'm 100% with the build the community, build the nation, and that's what's actually gonna bear the fruit for whatever we're looking to get.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's literally, and I will 100% agree with that. But I also think that there is, if you can do both, that's where you can actually wield the community's power politically.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's why I was asking, because I've heard him, like you said, critique eat both sides. They didn't talk Biden and they didn't talk Trump, and I've seen him critique both sides. But I was wondering, like, do we know what exactly he's pushing as far as that goes?
Shit.
I mean, he was trying
That's
to
tough.
preach economic empowerment 10 years ago.
Well, it was way before then.
What about the march?
Oh yeah, when we went to the
march,
yeah.
That was 9 years ago.
But and community policing, it was like a whole
it was a whole thing. But like, I think honestly though, and it's
no, they're black conservatives by nature. That's what they.
But I think it was honestly though, because like once you come back, like and you detach from it, and you don't see like there was no like follow up to it. Well, there was no like.
Well, they gave options to follow up. They definitely did do that.
But yes, but I didn't see that it was less visible once you come back, and I think that's because they have him canceled. They have him not on main.
Okay,
and I think that's
they're not letting him come up to the Breakfast Club.
I don't know exactly.
That's an intentional thing.
How was the promotion working for them back then? Because like I do remember growing up in the 90s, but I wasn't old enough to be paying attention to what they were putting out. Like, or what was like how the how Farrakhan's speeches was being heard and everything. Like
my POV is gonna be different. Just
that's why I would like to hear yours.
Well, all right. So my POV is gonna be different because of like I would have been closer to seeing.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. So
like I've seen like just the grassroots of it a lot of times.
So
where it's like even on Betty's Ford Road, you can see the final call getting passed out on 4th Street.
And I remember that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like
they do it on Sugar Creek too. I grabbed one the other day.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I don't know if they still do
final calls that everybody was hearing about the speech.
I think it's grassroots marketing and promotion. So yes, like in essence, the same way that the Black Panthers would have like moved inside like the 60s or whatever. It's like having local chapters of a thing that's pushing out this work. I mean, we just had them on here, the Israelites. Same way they kind of move right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where like it's a grassroots, they have different chapters and they go out and they do the footwork.
Our POV ain't different
then. I'm saying like I'm not saying like for me and you as much as like I was closer to it where if you just lived in Huntersville, you probably didn't see it like that.
Yeah, it's about to say like if you look at like being from Jersey versus being from Charlotte,
and Jersey is a huge difference.
Yeah. So like
because it's a huge community of it.
Right. So like, and you know, we from the South. You know what I mean? We didn't get that.
Oh no,
that
you just had like it was only like very specific. Like Jersey, it was way massive.
The South had Jehovah's mostly. I remember them.
Oh yeah, they was
coming up on your door.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Any other?
I guess we can go in some questions and get to Johnny.
Y'all want to do mine or y'all want to let Trey call in?
Did you hit Trey and make sure he wanted to call in?
He said drop the link.
He didn't talk.
Okay, all right.
He said drop the
Oh
link.
no, talk.
Oh Lord,
that's cool with me.
Free smoke.
Because like I'd rather do that.
Okay, all right, cool. So I guess I will throw this out there in general. We'll leave the open to be fair link inside the chat, in which we will have an open conversation with all that are inside the chat. Of course, David Walker call up, but this is open to everybody. As we start getting people in, we'll kind of put more parameters in it. If you are a fan of the show, you kind of understand. We typically do the three minutes of like letting you kind of get your shit off, and then we'll have a conversation with you. So as it happens, we'll have the conversation and we'll kind of like dial in exactly the parameters of the conversation. But with that said, he has dropped the link and call in, talk to us, let us know what we got right, what we got wrong. And before we go further, we have a To Be Fair Show Instagram to follow. We have a YouTube to make sure that you
subscribe.
You subscribe to. Johnny
TikTok
is running the sale.
No.
Oh, not this week. Oh, my bad. All right, my bad. I was getting derailed. That's detraction.
We got the TikTok.
And then ding. Hit that mother super chat. Shout out to brother Marcus. He's held us down. We need some like who else gonna step up to the plate? Make sure that all of y'all that's in the chat right now, make sure that all of y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Again, that allows us to kind of like maneuver the algorithm, and I think that that's really fruitful for us in general. So with that said, with no further ado, we have David Walker in the chat. David Walker. Tone, go ahead and put them up. We're gonna give you a quick. Hey, David, we don't need no anonymous. Make sure that you put your camera up for us. But shout out to Trey. He was just here 2 weeks ago. Good brother. One of my unpacked guys as well, in which he's gonna let us know what we got wrong. We're gonna put 3 minutes on the chat, and I'd love for you to go ahead and get that off, and then we'll have a conversation with it afterward. Go ahead, brother. Talk to us.
Respectful too, bro. Respectful.
Or just do what you can do.
Tell Johnny what do you call him? A medium coon?
We had a different boxes. It was a mild.
That's what it was.
Medium.
But he also, I was a little bit further than Johnny. So yeah, I was spicy. But y'all grew up together, and he called you a medium coon.
And
we can't hear you yet. Oh, shit. We can't hear you yet. Make sure that we able to hear you, brother, man.
Damn. Hold up. It says it's picking up.
But I like it when we get our brothers inside. Like we call this the our drive truck.
Mic check.
He got the headphones with the mic. He in his tank top. Like I like this. This is all he's missing.
Mic check.
Black him out.
Oh,
that's not a tank top. It's a collar.
Y'all can't hear me?
We can't hear you, bro.
Damn.
Tone got that man
Nike
muted
slide
on purpose.
Just make sure the volume all the way up on the computer. But it ain't it.
Let me make sure.
Okay.
Man,
all right. Well, there you go. There you go.
Oh, you can hear me now.
We hear you.
Yeah, we got you. Tone was fucking up.
Yeah, nah.
He didn't want you to get out, but he didn't want you to get it out.
Tone was pissed. I'm loud and clear though.
Yeah, you loud and clear. Talk to us. You got 3 minutes. Go.
All right, for sure. Man, I had so much to say, man. I don't even know where to start. I think, just generally speaking, I think the only way we're gonna get past this white supremacist situation, which David Walker's appeal. I encourage everybody to go read that book. It's a lot of the things he said ring home today, and basically, we were more impactful with defeating white supremacy when we were able to recognize it for what it was. And I think a lot of this rhetoric where we go around talking about like, is there white supremacists? Do they hate us? It's like, if we don't understand what we're up against, then we're up against an organized offense. So if we can't even recognize there's an organized offense, then how are we going to organize a defense? And we're going to be in this continuous cycle where the generation before our parents' generation was more productive because they were able to recognize the verse. The generation that came after, they kind of wanted to pat on the head and see at the table, and selected black faces in high places who really weren't going to do anything to push black empowerment. But we thought that just because they were there was no more white supremacy. So we want to point at, and then y'all said something about pointing at the black on black crime or something along those lines.
We never said black on black crime.
But no, y'all said something about.
Tone did mention that.
Oh, Tone said black on Tone.
I didn't say nothing about no black on.
No, you said we killing each other.
You said we hate each other.
Right.
Said,
That's code. That's code word.
I do believe that's not code. I do believe that we hate each other more. I believe that there is more of a problem with black
y'all see
holding each other back than there is. Bro, this is my whole.
Hey, Tone. Let him finish off his
tweet. Yeah, his minute.
Yeah, I was going to defend myself, but yeah.
No. We'll give you a voice after, like first commentary.
I'm glad, Tone, you walking that back a little bit from what it sounded like, because I think we gotta be careful with rhetoric, because that sounds very, it sounds adjacent to black on black crime. We're talking about we are our own worst enemy type of move. And I think if we are our worst enemy, the biggest enemies are the gatekeepers. Like the people who have an opportunity to talk to Trump, but they want to just herd black people to the Democrats or just try to fearmonger instead of having a productive conversation. And then they're in a position to give opportunities to the people that they point the finger at. And then they're like a lot of these people that are criminals and in these bad neighborhoods, if you take them out of those neighborhoods and put them somewhere productive, they're going to draw all that criminality. They just don't have the opportunity. So I will point the finger at the people who have the opportunity to give these people more, and they turn their back on them. They want to point a finger at them and say that they're the problem. We have a gatekeeper problem, like the boule. Like if you looked at the DNC convention, it was like a big plantation jubilee celebration. Like that type of situation is that is a bigger problem than white supremacy because we can't even get to the white supremacists because we have to get past all the gatekeepers first.
Okay, so
like the billionaires.
Yeah, his time was
so
up.
I actually agree with you with a lot of the stuff you just said. The point, I think we have different views on different things. So when I'm saying that we can't keep sitting there talking about white supremacy, in order for there to be white supremacy, that means there's black inferiority. I'm not inferior to them. Two, hear what I'm saying. Just let me finish talking though. Two, we can't say white supremacy when we have black people in charge of a lot of stuff now perpetuating these same movements. There are gatekeepers, but some of them look like us. It's not just the white people at this point. Some of these people are us. Three, you keep talking about the generation before your parents' generation, bro. We don't know what they was really doing. It's hearsay for us. It's not something that's actually like we can verify and everything. Like we can sit there and go look at what the books say, but you didn't actually live the time. So that's what I'm saying. We didn't actually live in that time to sit there and try to look at it from eyes. Like we can be romanticizing what they do pretty much is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to take away nothing from them, but we could be romanticizing what they did and not even know. The same is like some people could be romanticizing what we do in 20 years, or they can be looking at it like we didn't know nothing in 20 years because they're just looking at history from the lens of a book.
Gotcha. Like, Trey, I'd love for y'all to have like a just a
the proof.
I don't want to hop in.
The proof is in the pudding. Like we saw the progress that they made. They came from lynchings everywhere to actually us getting some respect, and they have plenty of writings. So I don't know if we romanticize the writings because they wrote about what they actually did. Like even David Walker, a lot of them, and also the fact that they died behind that stuff that they fought for. So I think our parents, like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, and Barack Obama. And then they're voting in Kamala Harris who said, I'm not going to do anything to only help black people. No! Like, that's what we have now. So you can't, of course, Huey Newton is at a totally different level than our parents' generation, which is basically illusion of conclusion, boule, Greek, black Greek, whatever weird that means. Doesn't even make any sense. So anyway,
I don't disagree with that. I actually do believe that. I actually believe there are gatekeepers. The boule, as you know, I'm in a frat, and I actually can verify. Like there are people who are actually just in position just to tell us stuff, and people is believing them because they're facing everything. That's the reason I'm saying we can't just say white supremacy. But I get what you're saying, though. That is an ideology that is condoned by gatekeepers that is feeding these people that to perpetuate the idea. So I do get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is we have a lot more power, I would say, than like these people who was, I can't even say power because they still had they had power because they knew who they was. We might be less off because we don't know who he is.
I think we know more who we are than they did because we're getting more into this indigenous roots thing. They were just all stuck on Africa, thought that was like their long lost mama. And plus, if you look at the boule, also it's like a pyramid where above them there are gatekeepers that they take orders from. So it's not like they are like for every rich black person, you'll find a white employer. So
gotcha.
A richer white man.
Exactly.
So I don't necessarily want to hop in. I just want to make a joke. So it sounds like you're saying that the black struggle is a pyramid scheme.
Yes, they get their foot soldiers who put us who are at the bottom of this white supremacist pyramid, and then their job is to keep us at bay and tell us everything's okay so we don't rise up.
Okay, so what I'm really coming to
is
we seem to agree on about everything except for the term white supremacy. I think that's the only place we're getting caught up. I personally don't believe in saying white supremacy because in order for there to be white supremacy, I believe there has to be somebody who's inferior. There can't be such thing as white supremacy without somebody being inferior. And I don't think our people are inferior.
Hey, Trey.
I get what you're saying, though. As a system, there's a thing that exists where people are trying. And I don't even know if it's white supremacy at this point. More than them people supremacy, them people whose name I'm not going to say, but we know who I'm talking about.
Gotcha. I think Trey likes to call them small hats. But Trey, before you hop back in, we're going to take you backstage again. We got another caller. And we'll continue the conversation if we can later on. What I like.
I'll hop back. I'm about to have to dip and meet some homies. But can I say one quick 10-second last thing? When I say white supremacy, of course, I don't think that they're superior. I just think that it's more like an evil genius that we don't have. So I'm not saying they're better than us. I just think that we have a nature that isn't
They
like
got Yakub on their side.
we're easily led, but that
Mm.
doesn't mean we're inferior. It's like if a pit bull comes and rips me apart, am I like less intelligent than the pit bull, or is the pit bull just more vicious? So, and then out there in the supreme position globally, that doesn't mean that they're better than us. But right now, after the 1400s, when they came and started conquering the world, they at one point we were in the supreme position before then, but now as it stands, they are supreme. Like it is what it is. I think if we get out until we get out of this mode of denial of what it is, then we're not going to be able to fight back because we don't even know where we're getting hit from. But appreciate y'all having me though.
Yes, sir.
Sure enough.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I just seen that person name right there. I wanted to respond, but we're gonna just let that go. That THC to BTC is cold.
Oh, is that weed to Bitcoin?
Right.
Okay.
I ain't mad at that, bro.
Those interesting points that he raised, but we'll just leave it at what it is.
We're gonna leave it. Okay, we'll
you
leave
keep
it. I
on
got
getting
some
bit in the ass by some pit bulls though. Like might be the learning. No, I'm fucking with you straight up.
Rottweiler. You a Rottweiler. Tell them how you a Rottweiler, Johnny.
Oh, for the
Raw
turn
dog
up on
king.
y'all.
Put 3 minutes on the clock, Johnny. Not Johnny. Tone.
My only thing that I don't be seeing.
We got Unc in the building. He been active in the chat. Talk to us, Unc.
What up, Unc?
What up,
Yo, what's good? What's good? How everybody doing? Blessings and congratulations. You know what I mean? Congratulations on that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
You got
sir.
me? You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Look, I'm gonna start from the beginning. I feel like a white male writing a black woman's music is nothing but a way for white men to control black women and to make black men look bad. It make them look like they are better than us and they are more superior than us. And you know what I'm saying? We had plenty of women that wrote positive rap back in the day. We had Queen Latifah, we had MC Light, we had Yo-Yo. Even towards today, we have Muhammad Diaz. And sending a gay black man to a funeral crying, that's diabolical. Come on. That's diabolical. Come on.
Unc started from the beginning though, for real.
I know you gotta have your notes.
He been taking notes.
That's the pettiest thing anybody could ever do. Real shit. And you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of, you know what I'm saying, everybody putting us as black men down and putting everybody before us far as in everything towards, you know, we can't do nothing for black people, but you can do certain for this and whatever. You can do things for foreigners, you can do things for transgenders, you can do things for even the feminist white women. They get it all. But you know what I'm saying? We as black men, what we get nothing. We get chipped to the side and they'll say they're doing something for us. But all of those will be up on the umbrella or earmark. They're sitting up under any bill that's sitting there and they'll say they're doing it for us, but they get more out of it than we do. That's, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I mean? When it comes down to abortions, for real, abortions, you know, hey, it is what it is. I feel like it should be somewhere in there. But I do feel like this right here. If men had a Plan B pill, shit would goddamn go the other way. You know what I mean? But women, you know what I'm saying? I don't,
like you can get a 1-day vasectomy.
I told you they came out with some shit that like, but it's funny because you rub it on your shoulders. It's some kind of lotion type of deal.
The Plan A though.
Oh my bad, we stepping on.
Oh yeah, Plan A or whatever you call it. You can call it what you want to, but I'm just saying if that would happen, it would go differently because I believe that abortion should be for incest. You know what I'm saying, and rapes and things like that. But either way, you could go to it with like far as and you know. A woman, I know plenty of men that paid for abortion. The woman still had to, and he still had to pay for it. For all them years, he done paid for that abortion. I'm just being honest. But that's neither here nor there. That's, you know, what everything is. David is upset because his parents spanked him. David is very upset because his parents spanked him. And they told him right from wrong. David is very upset. I feel sorry for David. David is a man that doesn't respect elders because he got a spanking from his parents. And he probably still living in his parents' house. Did you see the house he's in? That nigga can't afford that house. He still live with his parents, grown ass man. Talking shit about everybody else. All y'all are homeowners and people have shit. This nigga don't have shit except his talk. oh, black people. What the fuck is he doing for black people except talking his mouth? Talking, oh, black people do this, black people do that. Oh, black people, the generation before them. His grandparents coddled him, his father spanked his ass. That's what happened to him. Something wrong with that boy. He needs to get his shit together. He says a lot of things, but he says nothing positive towards moving black people towards anything except getting his ass spanked. Thank you to his daddy for spanking his ass. He need an ass spanking right now because that's why he can't get a woman. And if you get a woman, he's paying for or renting her or some type of shit like that. He can't get no woman. He ain't got no game for life. He ain't got no game for nothing else. Living in your parents' grown ass man, still living in your parents' house. You ought to be ashamed of your goddamn city. Talking about old people. Oh, my ass. Oh, your ass and goddamn get something. Do something for yourself except talking shit and listening to other people. Read something. Because a couple of weeks back, that nigga said he ain't read shit. All he said he got there, I heard, and put some pictures up there.
You got to go to your next point. We get the roast. The roast of David Walker has happened. I feel like you got a couple more points. We don't want to cut you off before you get
Hold on. I do have a couple of more points. When it comes down to like Kamala Harris and all this stuff, just give her a chance. I don't know. We gave Trump a chance. Give her a chance. Trump ain't did shit except being a failed businessman. And I've known Trump since I was since I can remember, because I already looked at the news. So all I can say, give her a chance. Don't, you can do what you want to do, vote who you want to vote for. But I just tell everyone, please just vote. That's it. I love you guys. And remember, think. Love y'all.
All right. Yes, sir.
That's hilarious.
I think that's a perfect way to close it out, land the plane. Very, very interesting. You got to shout out to the chat, man.
Yeah, shout out to the chat.
Shout out to the call in. Shout out to you for still being here. Please follow us on all social. That's at D2B Fair Show. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. If you're still here, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button, leave some comments below. I am your host, Johnny P.
Oh, here, real.
It's Q.
And we out.